This week on Talking Without Thinking, we are back from our holiday vacation and we're going to recap the last 2 weeks of our lives and what basically has gone on. We have some crazy what the news this week. We are going to give you our top singers of all time, power ranking, top 5, Rolling Stone. I mean, we all know they got it wrong. And then we're going to close things out today with some judge and jury. So why don't we go ahead and get started, shall we? Welcome to Talking Without Thinking with your hosts, Jared, Jason, Stevie, and Scott.
I mean, we took a week off.
Hello.
We took a week off, and I had to wait all that time for you to not go, Scott.
You know what? I cut it down just for you.
Scott said New Year, New Me.
I was
New Year, New
for
Me.
it.
New Year, New Me.
Why should I get a longer name intro, you know?
I mean, you're the one doing it, so.
Yeah, you're the host.
That's why I got to be humble. Stay humble, guys. Hashtag stay humble 2023.
I hate when
Stay
people
humble.
do that. I hate when people do that.
Oh, man. Well, everybody, episode 98. We are so close to
That's
our
right.
100th episode that we can almost
I
taste
say
it.
we just skip it, go straight to 101.
Mm-mm.
We should just go
No.
straight, skip
No.
100.
I was going to say, because
Completely.
it
The
feels like
anticipation is the best part.
I'm the
It
kid
is.
in class that like got assigned to the group but didn't do any of the work, and then right at the end he like gets to present it. That's how I
That's true.
feel
Yeah.
about like making
That
it to
kinda-
100.
You are that kid.
Yeah, because you were sort of like, there was this like train that went off the rails, and then like we got it back on.
So
the
basically,
rails.
like Jason's conversations on this podcast.
Nail on the head.
It's true. Well, welcome to the group. Cut
Yep.
it short.
Oh, thanks, man.
Welcome.
9
Enjoy your
episodes
A
later.
plus.
Enjoy your A plus. So, how was everybody's holiday break? I had some crazy things go on, but I'll let
Start.
Jared start. We'll
Oh.
let Jared
Ugh.
start.
I felt like I never actually had a holiday break because I kind
Really?
of worked through most of it.
Oh man,
Yeah. So,
What's the
So it
grossest
just
thing you've
felt
seen
like
in your job
regular.
so far?
I mean,
We were
other
gonna
than
ask you
poop,
that.
just poop. Mostly poop.
What's like
I see a
what's
lot
the
of poop.
worst? What's the poop that keeps you up at night?
None of them because I'm one of those people that can turn my brain off once I leave work.
Yeah, you know,
Smart move.
it's so funny because like I've encountered plumbers like 2 or 3 times in my life, and you always ask them that. You're always like, "Man, it's like the worst thing ever is just dealing with poop all day."
Yeah.
And most of the
That's pretty
time they're
much
like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, do people call you ever for like a messed up sink?" And they're like, "Nah, it's usually just stopped up shit in the toilet."
People have dense
I mean,
dukes. It's definitely
I'm on the
what happens.
install side of things. So we put in new water heaters. We
Yeah.
change out their sewer lines and we
Wow.
put in new water lines. So
Yeah, just imagine like, like if
Poop.
the sink gets stopped up, Chad or Robert or whatever their name is, they're like, "I'll be a man and I'll fix the sink." But then like a load of deuce just like clogs down the fucking toilet. They're like, "Man, we better call a specialist."
So this is a fun game I played back when I spent a lot of time on construction sites, which was like, what sort of level of nightmare was I going to find in the Porta-John? And to this day, I don't want to get too graphic. I don't know. There's probably people out here
Thanks.
who don't like
oh, that's
poop.
the line now after we ask what I've
That's the,
seen.
That's the
Yeah.
line.
Is
That's
that-
the visual scene.
Is that the end of it though? Like,
it's okay to tell us yours, but Jason's
the
not
worst-
going to tell you his.
The worst one was this time where like, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was wearing cowboy boots at the time, which you should always doing on a work site like that. But like, I walked into this toilet. Apparently, there's like doo doo all over the floor. I didn't notice it, but I saw this like Mexican guy walk out, and he kind of like, oh, like no hombre. But I wasn't paying any attention. So anyway, like I walk inside, I walk back out. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! I like knocked my boots against the side. Then I just walked right up to the front office. It was like a housing development, real nice. Actually, it was the housing development where the old Hornet Stadium was. And I walked up and like locked the front door and it's like kind of smoothed my way in there and took a dookie in the front office, which is always fun because it's like when you sneak your way into like the bathrooms you're not supposed to go to. Because I was like a dirty home inspector guy, but I was like, hey, I gotta come. Where's your bathroom, man?
So you didn't want to shit where all the shit was. You wanted to find a nice,
I never took a
clean area to shit in.
Never had to take a poop in a porta john, and I hope I never do.
Amen to that.
I really do.
Speaking of porta johns, I remember one time I was at a wedding and they had a porta john, and I thought that they had like a urinal on the side, and it turns out it was the sink, and I like totally pissed in the sink.
See, that's the thing, though. That's the thing about
That's a
porta johns,
half-bath.
because here's the thing. Sometimes
They
the
need
sink,
to point those out.
Yeah.
No, sometimes it's a
Label
sink.
it.
Sometimes it's a urinal, and you don't know which one it is. Like I almost made
Just
the
pee in
exact
it
Oh,
anyways,
really?
it's porta john.
So they
Well,
they
no, I
do
was
that?
in this. Well, I was in this bathroom. I was in this porta john once, different job, and like this thing by the side, it looked like a sink. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, I'm gonna go with my gut. It's not a sink, so I walked out. But yeah, so like you don't know which one it is.
Holiday break.
Well, I like told him about it, and
My holiday break was fine. I didn't work. I didn't do shit. It was fine.
look, man, I'm sorry. He
Um,
brought up poop, and like I got
know,
like
sorry.
hours of material for poop.
I
That's
just
another
don't, Scott.
podcast.
It seemed
That's,
Shoot
my,
Stevie.
Pooping with Steve.
Pooping
Shit
with Steve. Scott.
Shooting
What
the
the
shit
I
with Steve.
feel
It'd be what the shit with Steve.
I feel like you've got the most intriguing holiday stories. Drop
I have a
'em.
few.
Send it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to drop one of them.
I can always edit it out after you tell it, but I just want to know them all. And then
All
you
right.
tell me if you want to chop it.
He's not gonna edit
Okay.
shit.
No, I'll
yes,
let
I
him
will.
know. I'm gonna have to get clearance for this one after the fact.
Sure. No, I'm a very
Maybe
I'm
I'll
very
just remove the names for
I can
all the
always-
guilty parties.
I can always do a chop and screw.
Just some beeps.
Yeah,
Oops
we'll
and
just,
boops.
I've never
Yeah.
used beeps in a podcast, but I've always I sure use some beeps.
Please
Yeah,
don't do
that's
that. You'll
fine.
kill somebody.
I usually just I drop it two
No, that's
octaves and flip
just
it and
the P
reverse
sounds.
it.
boop, 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 boop. So,
Okay.
all right. Let me start with
There's
Christmas
coffee
Eve.
in here. There's fucking coffee in here, jeez.
Yeah, you keep like picking up that mug like you're gonna get something out of it,
I
but
don't want more coffee. God damn it.
no,
Definition of insanity.
I do. All right. So Christmas Eve, we typically go to my girlfriend's uncle's house, which is pretty dope. This is like the most chill of the stories because we go there like every year for Christmas Eve, and he has like this mega grill, like biggest one I've ever seen. Like it could be in like a smokehouse. That's how big it is. And he smokes like ribs and turkey, and he had like pork tenderloin on there, and it's like different stuff every year. They always do ribs though, and he like makes his own barbecue sauce, like homemade, and it's
Not
pretty
a
bomb,
food
so we-
podcast.
You're talking
Not
real
a food
sexy
podcast.
right
It's
now.
always a food podcast,
I was
baby.
about to
It's
say
always
you're,
a food
you're talking real
podcast.
sexy right now.
so basically we typically
You
all
had me at
just-
smoker.
we bring like a side dish and just eat meat off a grill all day.
Oh my god.
This year it was a little cold, so we like stayed inside, but we usually hang around the grill, and they have a big barrel that they just put a bonfire in. It's pretty dope. Anyways, so yeah,
Relationship goals.
Christmas Eve was pretty chill, as it always is. Her uncle's awesome. I love hanging out with him and like that side of her family. They're super cool. They always make the best freaking desserts. This year, oh my god, I had these little pretzel things. They're like mini pretzels with a Rolo and a pecan on top, and you like melt the Rolo into the pretzel. Oh
I'm
my
into
god,
this.
dude.
You had me at Rolo.
Anything
Yeah.
you had me at
dude.
pecan or pecan.
Yeah.
That's an underrated candy right there, fellas.
It really
Yeah, it
is.
is,
It doesn't
yeah.
get enough love, man. It
Fudge
doesn't get enough
King.
love.
Sounds
But
pretty
it
good.
got some love this weekend because I ate about 12 of those suckers. They're real good, man. So Christmas Day is where the action happened. And this, we'll say this is the part you might need to cut out, but I'll get clearance beforehand.
Noted.
So let's just say a member of my girlfriend's family is kind of a weird person. I don't want to assume
Okay.
gender either. Just in
Okay.
case. He's kind of all right, I already did it. He's kind of a weird person. He's a weird guy.
Okay.
So every time we have brought food to their house, he refuses to eat it.
Only
And
yours?
this has been ongoing for 3 years, only ours. So this started like 2.5 years ago. The first time we went to the beach with them, and one night we so like her parents paid for like a lot of dinners and stuff. And like, tonight we're gonna treat you guys. We're gonna get pizza and wings. So like they got the pizza and we bought all the wings. So we brought all the wings back. Everyone's eating the wings, but him would not eat a wing, not one. That's where it started. Last year, I decided to be like Betty Crocker last year and make like 6 or 7 different kinds of cookies for Christmas.
Ooh.
So I made like a big cookie tray to like take to their house. He
What's
did
your
not
favorite
touch
cookie?
one of them. My favorite cookie? Well, that's a difficult one. My favorite around Christmas time are the sugar cookies with like the royal icing on them.
Simple, yeah.
And I also like peanut blossoms a lot, which is like the peanut butter cookies with the Hershey kiss in the middle.
I don't like
Anyways.
those for they're hard to eat.
Unsung hero of
That's not the
Christmas.
point.
Unsung hero. If you eat them when they're still warm and the
Ooh.
chocolate's a little melty, that's where it's at.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense.
Yeah, you
Just
got to get
leave them in your
right out
pocket.
the oven. That's it.
Don't put it in your pocket. No. That's why. That's why this guy hates
Life
you.
hack. Life
Why does this
hack.
guy hate Scott? I'm intrigued. I'm in
Scott
this
leaves them in
bitch.
his
Let's go.
pocket and then displays them.
So, guys, I had to keep them warm somehow.
Turns
I gotta
out
keep
Judge
them
and Jerk
fresh.
is Scott. Scott's the asshole.
I am. It's me.
Hello,
It's me,
911.
guys. You got me. Uh, so anyway, so that was last Christmas. We haven't brought any food since then. This year, Ashka makes like this really good buffalo chicken dip. And she's like, we usually do just like small little pickup items for Christmas Day, like nothing major. That way her mom doesn't have to go through cooking all kinds of crap. And
Yeah, when there's a
We've
giant
already had
fucking
enough
smoker, what else
busy
are you
stuff.
gonna do?
Yeah, like the day before, we're already eating really good. So we had like
Hmm.
little sandwiches and stuff like
Surprised
that.
most of you wake up for Christmas.
Dude, this was at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
This wasn't early. Yeah, this wasn't early. So we take the buffalo chicken dip, popped it in the oven when it got there and warmed it up and stuff, brought it out.
Not in
So-
your pockets.
Not in our pockets, fresh out the oven. Tortilla chips, everything to dip it, good to go. So we're eating it, and his son was like, I don't really want to try this, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole different story. That's
Just kids.
I won't get into that one. There's a lot of kid drama that went on too, but I'll keep on this one. So the kid's like, no, I'm not eating this. I don't even want to try it, blah, blah, blah. And his dad, this guy, says, yeah, I'm not eating that either. I'm not eating that. So me thinking like, okay, well, maybe he just doesn't like buffalo chicken or something. Like there are some weird people in the world that don't eat it that aren't 5 years old,
I'm kind of weird
Within-
about buffalo sauce.
Within 5 minutes, he's talking about how much he loves ordering buffalo chicken tenders from like Pizza Hut. Within 5 minutes. It's the same damn thing. It's the same thing.
So it's like he's pointing
no
it
difference.
out. He's like pointing it out so that you realize that he's like he's
Not
like
eating
singling
it.
you out. Yeah.
Like on purpose. And it wasn't even like me. I didn't even make it. I helped. I peeled the chicken. Like I boiled the chicken and peeled it, but Ashley did most of the work.
What's the
Why
deal
does
with
he
that?
hate you so much?
We don't know. We don't
You
know.
don't
So,
know?
like, we don't
Scott,
know.
I'm coming with
He's
you this
just like-
Christmas. I'm just gonna ask him.
He's just
Any
a weird
theories?
dude.
Any theories?
I think he doesn't like us for some reason, or he has a lot of like mental issues, I think, that are like, I don't know. He feels inferior to everybody for some reason.
Oh.
I don't know.
He feels
There's a lot of
inferior
weird
to your
stuff.
buffalo sauce. He knows
I
you can
guess.
outgrill him.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You can outgrill him
It's just
with one hand.
it's so crazy to me that like someone can
Maybe
be
he's
so
a
petty.
Dolphins fan. That's why he doesn't touch your buffalo sauce.
No, I don't even think he likes football that much, to be honest.
But yeah, to add
So it's-
about the buffalo sauce thing, like I can do buffalo sauce, but like I just can't have like too much. Like it can be overbearing. But
So this is pretty chill. Like it's really tame. It's just like Frank's Red Hot with like cream cheese and ranch, and
The
then
standard.
Yeah, and then like just shredded chicken. I think that's pretty much
Oh,
all it's in it because we
well-
literally made it again because it was so good. Like
oh,
There
that's
you go.
shit. I think you made
the
it
only
for me.
way, the only way
Try
I
it.
would
It's real
know.
good.
What did you think you meant, Jason?
Well, it's like I'm recalling this dish, and I had it somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I had it at Scott's. I was like, this is a dish, and I'm into this dish.
Yeah,
I'm
for
having
me,
a
though,
I'm having a latent food memory. Is what I'm trying to say.
the only way for me to know if it's too much is to try it. So I mean, I would still try it.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's not real spicy at all.
Gotta ride
If
the
you're not
wave,
into, like,
baby.
super spicy, but yeah, it's pretty.
Only
bomb.
if it comes out of
Although-
Scott's pocket.
Although if you call
True.
911 because the buffalo sauce is too much, you're gonna get kicked off the podcast for that, Steve. So
Kicked off the
don't do
podcast
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Kicked off the podcast.
Ooh.
So
Yes,
other than
sir.
that, pretty good rest of Christmas. You
That's
know,
good.
I got a pull up bar, like one of those that like hang on your door frame. Just put
Mhm.
that sucker up today. Works pretty good. Got a fitness mat and a board game and
My
That's
Christmas
about it.
gift to myself, I
Just
bought
dad
a few
stuff.
months
dad
prior.
stuff. I got some mugs,
It's
some new
sitting right
mugs.
there.
They're pretty dope.
I ordered a mug from an artist I like online named Pageosity. Shouts out to Pageosity
Actually-
on Instagram.
Actually
It's
got
coming
me
in
a
the mail.
mug from Pittsburgh Pottery, like a girl up in Pittsburgh that makes like Pittsburgh mugs. So it's like yellow and
The
has like
fuck?
a Pittsburgh logo on it. It's pretty dope,
Oh
dude.
shit!
I've been thinking
Yeah,
about
it's
buying
awesome.
I'm not allowed to touch it though.
I've been thinking about buying a thermos, and I probably will now that you guys have, flexed your mugs that you recently got. But
That's the name of this
Flexing
episode.
mugs.
Jared, I'm kind
the name of
of
this
Jason.
Flexing our mugs.
Jason, I'm kind of with you. I mean, I just basically been buying everything that I wanted or needed for Christmas for like the past couple weeks. Like, I bought a cordless vacuum, which is sweet. I don't have to be imprisoned by the cord anymore.
I'm
And,
gonna. Oh, you got the vacuum. Oh,
part
I
of
was
the
gonna say
fun.
we have 3 of those handheld cordless ones in our house right now, like
No.
one on every floor.
I've had a hand vacuum for a while, but this is like a bad
Mhm.
boy. Like, you do the floor with
It's
it.
pretty sweet.
You can do hardwood floors with it. You can detach
Mm.
it and take it out in your car. Man, it's sick, man. And it was like
You know
100
how I know we're over the age of 30? We're all like, oh, that's
Talk about
pretty
vacuums.
sweet.
Let's go. Let's go.
exactly.
I'm just
'Cause-
thinking about how Michelle is probably going to want to find out which vacuum that is for the house.
Yeah, you're gonna probably want to put that in the episode notes. Or
Yeah, I can link you. But it was like
It's weird you
$150.
mentioned this. I need to. I've had the same vacuum for a while now. I try to keep care of it. This weekend, I think I need to like not completely disassemble it, but like casually disassemble it and get in there, clean up all the extra like shit that you can't get out by like normal cleaning methods. I think I'm gonna do that because it's like just grab a
Feel that.
Phillips head and just take that bitch apart. It's no big deal. So
That's never
I mean,
safe.
like, we'll make sure it's unplugged first, obviously, unless you live
I
dangerously.
didn't mean like that.
Smart.
I meant like
dangerously.
going back to reassembling it.
But
Don't
aside
lose
from
those small parts.
aside
first
from
time.
Christmas, I watched a lot of football and I did some extra work to get a fat check. I mounted a
I watched
TV
some
above
football.
my desk.
Did.
Oh yeah, I forgot
you
that was like within the last couple of weeks. It seems like that
Did
was like a
you-
month ago.
Yeah, it was a
Did you use a
bitch.
beam finder?
Yeah, I have a
Use a little
stud
finder
finder.
to find the beams.
I found the
Those are
stud.
annoying.
Did
And
it find you?
I had to like wrench the shit out of the thing.
Steven didn't get that one.
No, I did. I sent y'all that joke when I was screwing around
Yeah,
with it.
he did that one, guys.
I was like,
He did.
stud.
I stole this joke that was still in
Steven's
someone.
memory is much better.
So
Thank
many
you,
men
Jared,
before.
for remembering. Everyone else, they just
No.
they say, "Oh, there's Stevie yakking his gums again." So, but nah, I mean, that's pretty
okay?
much
So
it.
now that we're on the podcast again, you
'Cause
come
that
out
1 week.
because on 1 week, Steve, you come out of left field in our chat with some crazy shit, and also I feel like I'll say things that I mean as a joke that you'll take way too seriously, and then I'll say things that I meant to be taken seriously that you take as a joke, and it's like the lack of context between us on the chat. It leaves me to constantly say, like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna be real.
savagery.
I feel like 90% of the time it's literally just you two talking back and forth to each other in the thing.
I'm gonna be.
And
honest
Jared will
with you.
text me and be like,
So,
"I don't think we need to get involved."
and I'm like, "What the fuck? Why am I the only one here talking to Steve?" I guess I'll do it, but it's just like it's always some crazy.
I feel like you
shit.
two have more in common than you think.
I'll let you in on a little secret though. Like, I'm just screwing with you. Like, I never am serious in a chat like that. I'll talk to you like.
Okay, that lets me
verbally.
know you don't have autism then, because I thought you had some like
No.
realtism in this.
Oh, like
bitch.
I was not picking up on like sarcasm and stuff or something.
Yeah,
Dr.
it's what I was
Jason
trying to
over
get
here
at.
diagnosing
I
people.
was like,
Oh my
I was just like, damn, Steve. Like, okay, good.
Nah,
We're
dude.
the same-
Sometimes I act like I'm offended just because it
Okay.
makes you feel weird. You know what I mean?
no, as
I'm all
long
about
as
making
it's
people
not like.
uncomfortable and weird. That's
I didn't know if you were like being funny or you had like some real ass head trauma that you didn't talk about. some real CTE shit we didn't quite get like.
I have hit my head a lot, but I
That's
don't
fine.
know if that has anything to do with it.
That's what we have in common. We have
Well, we did
We're
buy.
brainhole
That was
boys.
another thing that happened in the last 2 weeks. Actually, today it finally came in the mail, but we got the same phone. So
Same
Literally.
fuck.
now we can
Because we're
talk to each
cheap
other in a group chat on the
motherfuckers.
same phone.
The only reason
dope.
I just need a phone, and it phones. Like, I feel like we've kind of reached the bottom of the barrel in terms of technology when it comes to smartphones. It's like the new smartphone now with more cameras, and I'm like, I don't need
It
that many
phones
cameras.
even harder.
Yeah, that
Just
was,
give me a
The
fixed,
most
like,
phone that's ever phoned.
It's so
Every-
phone.
my selling
every
point.
phone should
My selling point for
Dead air.
getting this phone
there.
is because it was not 7 inches. Because phones these
That's
days
what she said.
are like
That's
so
what he said?
fucking massive that it's like literally like walking around
thank
with
you.
a tablet up to your head. You know what I mean? Like,
Megaphone.
it's just like if that thing falls on your face, you
true.
might have to go get like your nose fixed. You know? Like I went from
Just a
It's-
13 Pro.
it's out of
Max.
reach,
12 Pro Max.
but
Same
4.7
case.
inches as opposed to I think the other one I technically downgraded was like close to 6
I don't know.
inches.
Hmm.
I was like,
It's
man,
a
this is
phone.
too much screen, man.
Nobody wants 6 inches, you know?
No,
Weird
Shut up,
choices.
man. Come on now.
You
talking
want
about some serious
you want
shit.
something that's
I
gonna
thought we
fall
weren't
on your
going to talk
head.
about the phones.
I know.
Oh,
Even
you,
Were we
you
not?
found the segue, Scott.
My
I
bad.
know.
yeah,
found a way.
just
My bad.
walk away. It's like it's not 2015. Like
I'm out of practice,
like,
man.
It's not. It's
We're
2023.
Nobody talks about their
Yeah.
phones anymore.
It's
Nobody
not like
flexes their
cares.
phones anymore.
no one gives a shit.
Except for the
If
people
I
that
met
still
somebody-
in line.
If I met somebody like at a bar, and probably some dudes like, yeah, I got the new iPhone 16. Like I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like,
Man,
what's
he's a
going on
time
with your life?
traveler.
Like,
We're only up to
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, for
16?
real.
Well, no, I just think it's
69,
funny
that's
because I started getting back into cologne, and then you got into cologne, and then you got a new phone, and then I got the same phone. Are we the same person?
There's a big asterisk there.
Totally.
Whenever I
Guys are totally the
say
same person.
whenever I say I get back into cologne, I pull out the same bottle of Polo Black I've had for 15 years and use it once or twice, and then I put
He
it away
says
for another
Polo
year.
Black, but he means Dracar Noir.
And then he watches about 12 YouTube videos on it, and he's out.
Yeah, and I'm
He's back done.
fine.
It's
Back to
done.
just soap and water.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
A little bit of deodorant, call it a day.
I like the
Just a
idea.
touch.
I'm not against
too
it.
much.
It's just like that's a hobby for like down the road, you know. Although with that said, I do love a good beard balm. Can keep this bad boy fucking like greased up. Otherwise, my shit gets so dry. But yeah, so I mean, I guess it's my like.
I mean, there's
scent.
shampoo for it.
That shit dries me out too. Fortunately, but I used to use like just
It's conditioner
balm.
for it.
I mean, you got to use one that's meant for your beard, not just your hair shampoo. Not
It's
the
true.
same hair.
I use
Different hairs work.
Tresemme.
I use
I
the
use
balm.
Tresemme for the top and the bottom. Well, talking about up here, top and bottom. That's what I
Oh,
meant.
okay.
Oh, because
Yeah.
we were all
Cool.
concerned that you had a lower beard.
Yeah.
Well, I was just clarifying, because Scott over here
Ladies.
is being dirty and stuff, so I didn't want him to keep
Me?
Yeah, you were dirty earlier. You were talking
You're
about
the one that was talking about inches.
Yeah, you're talking about 6 inches, man.
We're
Not
dirty
me.
all the time
It's talking about
Not me.
screen
I'm not
size.
talking about how big my phone is.
Damn it, you guys.
because no one cares.
Yeah. Yeah, no one cares.
No one cares.
All right. Are you guys ready to do some news? Holidays? Are we done talking about the holidays? I think we are.
Yay!
Woo! You guys ready to do some news? Let's do some news.
Absolutely.
Awesome. This week on What the News, our first story comes to you from Germany. So, police in Germany
Again.
chase a Tesla for 15 minutes after the driver falls asleep and turns on autopilot. Initially, the Bavarian officers were attempting to make a routine traffic stop, but after failing to stop the autopiloted vehicle, became the head of a high-speed chase. After
How
15
high-speed?
minutes had passed in the chase, the sleeping driver woke up and followed the instructions of the police. The officer stated the man was showing drug-typical abnormalities when approached. Man,
That's
For those of you not
hilarious.
watching, Scott did put that in quotes.
I did put that in quotes. Drug-typical
Because-
abnormalities.
Allegations.
That's a
I
phrase
just
you hear all
imagine
the
the-
time.
I just imagine the guy was like, he woke up, he looked behind him, he saw the cops, he was like, ah! He just starts freaking out, like he's just like, and his car's like screaming at him, Actun!
I can't wait.
Police,
to,
police.
I can't wait to replay that
Like-
face on YouTube later. That was great.
Do I need to start
Was-
OnlyFans?
You were just like,
Do I-
you almost looked as bad as Bilbo Baggins in Lord of the Rings when he freaks out over the ring.
Oh my god,
Do I need to
dude.
start OnlyFans? Not like one
I
of
don't
those
think that's
OnlyFans.
the
just
jump,
like
dude.
one
I
where
don't
make emojis.
That's a
I'm
bit
like-
excessive. I didn't mean to compliment you
That's-
that much.
That's not OnlyFans.
It's not.
But no, I thought
Yeah.
like those cars. I thought like if it's on autopilot, clearly if an obstruction gets in the front of them, it would stop.
I
Also, if
think
you take
so,
your,
yeah.
if
So
you
do
take
I don't
they
have
just
Tesla
not-
money.
Do they not just
Neither.
like try to get in front of him and stop? They just
I
like
don't-
chase
they're
his
probably-
ass at
I don't know.
I would
with
imagine
most
was probably
police-
like 30 miles an hour because I don't think like autopilot's gonna go 80 miles an hour.
most police organizations throughout the world are like, excuse me, would you stop your car? In America, it's sort of like,
They would have shot him.
They would have fishtailed
Like,
it.
it must-
Just-
Shooting out tires.
there's very
Yeah.
polite in other parts
Spike
of the world.
strips.
Shoot
about
first,
Teslas-
ask questions later.
Shoot first. Questions? Why ask questions? But like usually, whenever with the Teslas, if you take your hands off the steering wheel for too long, it says, "Hey, buddy, are you sleeping? Are you falling asleep at the wheel?" So maybe like he taped his hands to the wheel or something like
Oh,
that.
it's got
But-
an autopilot setting because there's been people in America that have gotten pulled over for being in traffic, letting it drive itself, and they're sleeping.
Yeah, but I thought the
true.
self-driving feature like disengaged after a certain amount of time if you like took your hands
didn't-
off. Maybe
I
don't
didn't
know
think
if
it
Tesla
worked
made a-
that well
Tesla.
either. Like
Tesla.
I had heard that it was like kind of still a little buggy. Well, apparently it is. If it's just going to keep on rolling, if you fall
It's going
asleep,
to go high speed.
yeah, you're good. You're getting up to 80 miles an hour. Like, how does this autopilot work? Like,
I was about to
should
say,
it
are they
fully
not-
be like self-driving?
Are they not designed
No,
to like hear a siren and like stop for emergencies?
maybe
Probably not.
Here's the thing.
Apparently
none
not.
of this none of this shit works half as well as anybody wants you to believe it does. Like even California recently ruled that like Tesla can no longer say self-driving car is a word that they can use because it's just misleading, you know.
Yeah, I
And-
was thinking about this though. It's like
Still
like the
funny, though.
Google Maps was all done by automated cars, and doesn't Domino's have automated delivery cars now?
No, people were driving the cars for Google Maps. They're driving around.
Yeah, people
Really?
drive those cars.
Yeah, they drive
Uh-huh.
them up and
Yes.
down the streets.
Yep.
Sometimes I
Yeah,
wave
shot
at them
at
when I'm on job
sometimes.
sites and I see them.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
look
I
for
guess
those.
faster.
Sure, look
I
for
guess
those
a-
houses.
Bad information, then I guess.
Yeah.
That was like the Arizona news story where they were testing out the self-driving car. And the lady jumped in front of it.
Ooh, I remember that one.
Well, we talked
Yeah.
about that one in a previous
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
in the way that it works, that even though if you have self-driving on, if you happen to just like plow into 35 disabled kids in an intersection, it's your fault. It's not your car's fault. So yeah, this goes back to the thing I believe the most in when it comes to technology, which is that when you give people the chance to like check out and rely on technology, shit never works out. Like
It's true.
a certain level of human gate. Like I don't even use cruise control on a car. One, because I have cruise
I'll be
control on a
real.
car for a long time.
I don't either.
I'll
I
fall the
honestly,
fuck
I just
asleep.
don't trust it anymore. When I was younger, I did. Now I feel like I have like driving PTSD, and I have to be in control and have to drive like super
True.
safe. Because
Well, I just- I
I've been
was
in so many
zoned out.
accidents that it like freaks me out now.
It's got
Depending
been a
on
lot
the
of
time
accidents.
of day, when I'm on 485, I'll use it, but that's only to avoid getting a speeding violation from work.
Oh,
Oh,
do they can track your speed?
Clocked.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
so I mean-
Yeah,
that's
if
crazy.
if you hit 80 miles an hour for 10 seconds or more, you get a phone call letting you know that you've hit 80 miles an hour.
And don't do that again.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, so I'm all
Damn.
for like driving safe. You know what I'm saying? Like just show up 30 seconds late. You know what I mean?
I feel
Nice.
like
It's
I
one of the
feel like in
reasons
your
why I don't
case,
even like
Steven-
driving is because I don't want to be in control of a machine that could like destroy people or, things.
I just.
I don't want that kind of power, man.
Oh, I do, baby. I want that power. Give me that sweet, sweet power. I mean, I mentioned like whenever you get in like an Uber or whatever, what do you like as an Uber passenger? I'm Uber Jason. I'm listening to like DMX. I pull up in my Buick Cross LeSabre, and you get in the back, and I'm like, "What's up, man? My name's Jason." Well, actually, Uber drivers don't talk. But like, what kind of Uber passenger are you? Because you probably have done the most Ubering than any of us in a long time.
So, I mean, I usually gauge like how they're doing, and I can talk to them. You know, like I could talk to anybody really, because I worked at Best Buy, and you know they train you how to talk to people that don't want to talk to you and stuff.
That's why I got fired.
But most of the time, I mean, it's just normal stuff like, "Hey, how you doing? You've been doing this for a while. Do you enjoy doing it? Blah blah blah. What else do you do?" You know, just like normal stuff that they probably talk to everybody else about.
Oh.
I do recall one time this dude gave me a ride to Pizza Hut when I worked at Pizza Hut, and this guy was like the most laid back Uber driver I ever had. He insisted that I ride up front, and like we ended up talking about R. Kelly.
I would have not done that. Oh, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Do you have to get like,
Ejectocito, cuz.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I knew there was a story.
I think this is actually my stop.
Yeah.
I knew there was an Uber story if I dug for it.
I wasn't gonna go any further than that, but I mean that was a wild
did
ride.
He give you Did he give you hand job eyes?
No. No, but I tell you what, you know how like people
hand job
always
eyes,
say
hand job eyes are this. That's hand job eyes. I'm assuming that's what he
I
gave
tell you what though, you know how like people always
Jason,
say
why
like,
are you so versed at that?
He knows. Why do you know what that is?
To people.
one more thing about
Jason's
Uber though.
driving down the street.
Have you gotten those eyes before?
Thankfully, I had a gay roommate for like 6 years. My gaydar is trash. I'm just like, why is everyone so nice to me? I don't know.
Because you're
that's
getting
why.
hand job eyes, apparently.
Asian eyes. Ooh, shit. That's my new when I'm like going into a hotel and they ask for a name, like what's your name? I'm gonna put down HJ Eyes. That's my name.
Oh man, why do that?
Oh,
anyways,
my God.
Jason
one more
Eckert,
thing. One more thing about Uber. Like one time I did have an Uber and it was a lady driver and she was probably like mid 40s or early 40s, and she was like hitting on me the whole time and she like tried to give me her number and was like talking about my red beard and everything.
Send it.
I just thought it was
Did
funny.
you get 5 stars?
Did you get a happy ending?
Yes.
Did she give you HJ?
Yes to
Give
the
it
5
tip.
stars. But the reason I brought that up is because
I thought you said yes to the happy ending. I was about to be like, details.
Let's go.
That's the after hours episode.
yeah,
It's-
I was on my way to work, so there was no happy.
That's what
ending.
they call Uber Black, Uber Dark.
Yeah.
But no, like they always talk about how, like,
69
Uber-
miles to the next stop.
like how like ladies and stuff are hesitant on Uber and stuff, which is a valid thing, not to say that it isn't, but like I just thought it was weird that I had like the reverse thing happen to me, kind of, because I mean I wasn't feeling it. I was flattered, but like I think she wanted to come over to my house, man.
She knows where you live now.
Yeah.
No,
It's in the
I
system.
moved.
Oh, that's good. Smart.
He moved the next day.
I haven't Ubered
Is that-
since I moved to the new place because I can just walk to the store and I work at home. So
I feel.
I got a
I have.
confession
I
to
have
make.
so many Uber stories, but I think we should probably move on to the next news story because we got a long episode today. Well, okay. All right, Jason.
Real quick, I didn't know you were supposed to tip Uber drivers. I fucked up.
Really?
No, that's all I got. Move on.
All
I
right,
know
moving
you're
on.
supposed to. Oops.
Tip your Uber driver.
lesson learned.
Tip your Uber drivers.
Earlier this year, a man named Toko revealed his ridiculously realistic canine suit, which cost him $14,500. Speaking to the mirror, Toko from Japan explained, "I rarely tell my friends because I'm afraid they will think I'm weird." I think you're probably right, Toko. "My friends and family seemed very surprised to learn I became an animal." Elaborating on why he's chosen this path in life, he added, "Since childhood, I've had this unspecific fantasy of becoming an animal."
Just watching Jason's face the whole time.
Is it a furry suit? Is he trying to say it's like a
No,
furry suit?
it is a
no.
realistic dog suit.
What type of dog? Like German Shepherd or?
It looks like
From a
a
picture,
border collie.
it's a collie. Yeah,
Oh, so this is like a small fella.
like Lassie.
Okay. So two things. Okay. Number one, the dude's name sounds like a dog's name. And
It does.
And number two, is that spelled like literally Tokyo without the Y in it?
Toko, Toco.
Okay.
Can you send it to the Facebook chat for me, Scott, so I can look at it?
Yes, I can.
It's on
Hopefully
my
not crash my
GDA.
computer.
He needs links. That's crazy though. 14,000 US
I got it,
dollars.
Scott.
14,500 US. You got it, Jared. Okay.
Yeah, I got
14,500 US dollars. Yes. To have a realistic canine suit. I don't know what to say, man.
Well, I'd say this.
Listen, to each his own. You know, live your best life.
I'll say this, like usually when people want to become something, they like physically change their body. This dude was just like, I'll settle for a suit.
I don't know how well he would be able to transition himself into becoming a dog.
I mean, he could,
I heard
like,
that. I heard
put
Steven, I thought you said when people really want to come on something, they really dedicate themselves to it, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of the
Look,
thing,
man.
I suppose.
you and Scott today, man, are just
I'm gonna throw you
talking
under the
too
bus.
sexual, man. I was thinking he could.
You're laying us up.
This is a
Look,
podcast.
Okay.
You know what a podcast
You're
is?
laying it up.
You lay it up.
alley-oops.
Slamming
All right.
it down.
I come back
You-
after 2 weeks, and this is what I get. Nah.
I have a podcast. I have a podcast critique for Steven. I'm gonna do it right live on air.
Another one.
When we pitch you stuff, you got to catch it and throw it back instead of like let the ball drop and keep on continuing. You have a bad habit.
That's true.
doing That. Yeah,
Oh,
like
'cause
we'll say
'cause I
something and
called
you'll be
you
like,
out,
anyway, back to the thing I was saying, like, nah, dog. If you see
interrupt
the ball in the air, you gotta grab that motherfucker and throw it
And you
back. can't-
slam it down. Yes,
you just let that
and
bitch
friend.
fly
Yes,
over your heads
and.
all the
And yell,
time.
boom,
It drives me
shakalaka.
crazy.
Dude.
Yes. Boom. Shakalaka.
Respond to
It's
what
therapy
you were
time
saying.
with a podcast.
I didn't say anything
Respond to what
about.
you're saying.
I didn't say anything about coming. Okay, I said when someone wants to become something else, they usually
On a
change
soundboard.
their anatomy or their body. But this guy was like, "I'll just settle for a suit." But I mean, there are
I'm not
ways that he
convinced
could
this
have
isn't a
became-
furry suit, though.
It's been sent in the group chat. So
It sounds like a
Open
fancy
your
furry
phone.
suit.
It's a
I
pretty legit suit. If this is actually
was-
the picture,
My computer almost crashed when I opened it up. So
I said use your phone.
use your cellular telephone.
I'm scared to touch
Brand
that.
new
God.
red cell phone that
my
matches
God.
I'm scared to
Stevie's.
touch it. All right, be right back.
Yeah,
Where are you going?
He doesn't have his phone with him.
Be right back. Literally turns around.
like we weren't gonna see him.
Yeah,
Whoa, where
it
did
was
you
a
go?
Mystery.
Oh my god.
Well, that does.
You're
look,
like a ghost.
That does look kind of that looks pretty good.
It's pretty insane.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
I like how the name of the
What the fuck?
I like how the name of the website or like the the art where the article is puberty.
Yeah.
The
You
fuck
don't
is
follow
it?
puberty?
What?
It's a good one. They got some good
Nah,
stories on
I
there.
don't know nothing
Where do you
about
think most
that.
of our news comes from?
Yeah. They got some bangers, man.
That's
For
wild.
real, for
Hold
real.
the camera for the. I'll hold the camera for the
Dog,
audience.
man. So
Yeah.
yeah, hold
Put
it
that.
up.
You need to put that link in the video description when this goes live, so people can.
I
Look.
probably
cannot
should,
believe
so they can
this
see
is-
the doggo.
So, I mean, I don't want to speak for the furry community. Not a part of them, but you know, they're good people. I always enjoy their take on life. But I don't think this is sexual. I think this guy
It's
just really
not.
wants to be a.
It's
cunt.
100%
No,
not.
he-
This is
He
outside the
identifies as
furry
being a
community.
dog.
He just wants to be a dog, man.
Yeah, no one
I-
said
And I don't
anything
blame him,
about
like,
sexuality.
Man's best friend. Man's best friend, man.
Why does the face look so sad though? Like the face looks like.
Because that's how he feels on the inside because he can't be a real dog.
But you
That's
know,
what I was gonna say actually.
But you know that he probably eats like dog
Twitchy.
food and dog treats and shit like that. You know.
Wouldn't you?
If
I
you're
mean,
a
go
dog,
away,
you eat
baby.
dog food.
Yeah.
100%.
If you're gonna spend $14,500 on a dog suit, you better eat some
Yeah.
big and
You better get
strips.
like that good dog food though. Like get the good stuff.
Yeah,
The
you gotta
$3 can stuff, you know?
Yeah. No Alpo for this Toco.
No.
No, Blue
Do
Buffalo.
you-
Blue Buffalo.
This segment is brought to you by Blue Buffalo. Feed your dogs the natural food.
Or if you want to be a dog, eat this.
It probably tastes good.
Maybe, but probably not, because it's still made of animal parts.
Japan is full. Japan is a place where people really go in on their hobbies, whatever that might be. You always have to respect that. Like, I
Japan-
know Americans going to spend the time making a suit like that. We're just going to buy something off of Amazon and be like,
I
I'm
mean,
a
he didn't
collie,
make the
fuck
suit.
you.
He bought it.
I mean, Japan has always been
It's
dedicated
probably
to
custom made though.
everything that they're about. You know what I'm saying? Like vending machines, culture,
Imperialism.
Pearl
Mhm,
Harbor,
Oof.
Go
I
Internet-
don't
hard.
think they're dedicated to that.
internet cafes.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm saying historically,
Bushido code,
fishermen. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of fishermen.
Gundams. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, anime culture. Yeah,
This is descending quickly. All right, moving on.
Nothing but respect.
Nothing but respect. Japan and Kanad, man.
Oh, I love Japan.
So our next news story comes to us from Uganda. A Ugandan man with, count it, 102 children,
Let's go.
568 grandchildren, and 12 wives decided to stop adding to his family. I think now was about the time.
Damn.
Musa Hasaya, I think it's Hasaya, from Lusaka has asked his 12 wives to start using contraception so the family can buy more food to eat. He said, "My income has become lower and lower over the years due to the rising cost of living, and my family has become bigger and bigger.
Yeah, no shit.
I married one woman after another. How can a man be satisfied with one woman?"
Do you think they ever had to eat a kid?
That's such a contradicting
I don't know if-
sentence. He said.
The hell, Jason?
I don't know
I
if
mean,
they
like-
know if they did.
Go
so
straight
tough.
to it.
It's Uganda.
Times are tough. Sometimes. I mean, I'm gonna miss.
I
one
want
of
to.
them.
I want to see him name every single one of his kids. Like, go down the line and tell me the name of every one of his children. And
I want to hear
grandchildren.
grandchildren.
Yeah,
The
both.
the
I wanna hear
500
both.
plus. I want to see his memory on 500 plus.
I'm sure some names have
Insane.
repeated. Do you think like he's had like multiple kids with the same names?
Probably. He's also
George
67
Foreman?
years old, so like it's about time to hang it up. You know,
He should
You know
stop
what?
at 69. He's so close. He should stop at 69.
that's
Age
true.
69. He
wanna
busts
write
out
him?
one last time.
You want to write him up? Be like,
Dear
bro,
sir.
two more years. You're almost
Funny
there.
meme.
Dear
You're so
sir.
close to the funny meme number.
And you know what he does? He quits on 420 when he's 69.
Yeah.
There are
You drop
40
one less.
I just looked it up. There's 47 million people in Uganda, and he's like, his family is like 0.3%. You know,
He's the 21st century Genghis Khan.
It's quick
Pro-
math.
you
it's
know?
probably a lot
He's
less
getting
than
in
that.
Good
there.
math.
I'm just
He
saying.
wanted to populate the earth, man,
Like,
and
dude,
he did it. He
on-
populated an entire town.
On the pie chart of Uganda, like his color shade is just like pretty good. You know what I mean?
He's a cool dude. I mean,
That's not cool
Jason
at all,
knows him.
dude.
He's
It's not
literally
cool.
added 670 people to this earth. 670 between children and grandchildren.
That's too much, man.
Put that in perspective. Like, think about that. How do you pay for 102 children? I'm sure he's not paying for all of his children now. Obviously, some of them are older and have had grandchildren. I wonder how many like wives his children have had, because I'm sure he passed that legacy along.
And then
What
the
kind of
audacity
buck-
that he has to like ask his wives to take contraceptives when clearly he's the one that needs to be snipped.
I'm surprised he's not shooting blanks at this point at 67. But
Well, that brings me
More
to my
power to
question. What kind of buck
Well-
wild fertility sauce or drink do you think he consumes that he says keeps him fertile? Like some crazy shit that involves like depleted uranium,
It's-
guano.
It's probably
Guano.
kombucha.
kombucha's in it. He snorts gunpowder every day, and it's like this is why I got the solid juice.
No.
I
He
assume.
just goes to one of the convenience stores and buys those yellow jacket pills. He's good.
True.
Do you think they
puts
got
the
those
snap on
in
the end of the
Uganda?
punch.
Why not?
I mean, I'm sure.
Dick
it's
pills
nation- or
world-
international.
That's
Dick pills
crazy, but
worldwide, Steven. Dick
What I'm
pills
gonna say
worldwide.
though is I don't know how like the government didn't step in at some point. Like, what kind of freaking job does this guy have?
Stop having kids. Like, I mean, our country doesn't do that. How dare you ask anybody else to do it? How about
China
this
did
one?
it.
I mean, China does it.
Yeah.
Well,
Now they are
gotta fuck them
they do.
over there, right?
communist country, but
I,
well, what I'm saying though
you
is
know,
like, what job does he work where he can support 102 children? Because he said he
as a
has
farmer.
he needs the wives to chill out so that he can afford stuff. It's like clearly he's not
He
living
probably
off
has
the
a bunch of
government.
land. No, he's probably like a self-sufficient farm.
Now, if he did
It's
have a
doable.
farm and he had all those children,
Mhm.
to
There's so many
run a
kids.
business, that's more of like a business decision, and I can respect that, I guess. But
I mean, he literally has more children and grandchildren that work at my company. He could literally start his own company.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
that's nuts.
pretty-
That's how many
it's
people
pretty
work for
nuts.
the company I'm at. 600.
That's nuts, man.
I think
One family.
Nuts.
Big Christmas,
It
man.
all started from
Big
nuts,
Christmas.
I'll tell you that. Some big nuts.
True.
This is how we're
Yeah, I
starting
mean,
2023, folks.
About 103 nuts.
103 nuts.
That
I
Well, you know, he wasn't
102.
slam-
Sorry, 102.
He wasn't
102.
slam dunking every time. I mean, you know what I mean. There's probably more than 102.
you miss
Right.
100% of
Sessions.
the shots you don't take.
But
So you might as well
102
take-
actually were swishes.
Don't
Yeah,
say
it's a big hit
swish, man.
record.
That's not good.
Oh, that's where we draw the line. Okay. All right, our last news story of the day, and this will kind of lead us into our next segment too. So, Taylor Swift's Midnights is the first album to sell more copies on vinyl than CD since the 1980s.
We kind
they
of talked
were-
about
they were-
why before the news article broke.
Well, yeah, wasn't there different
Oh, yeah.
editions?
Yeah, there's
Different
four
color
different colors.
schemes. And they
Yeah.
don't. Is this one that? No, that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers that line up to make a picture, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they
but
did
they
like
had like the
20-something.
Target. They had the Target edition too, which was like another different color. So yeah, it literally is like four different colors, and people were buying like all four colors plus the Target edition. And yep,
Yeah.
Not
So essentially,
not
if
to
you think
discredit
about-
not to discredit this accomplishment, but do you think one reason why she sold so many records is because they don't make that many CDs anymore and people don't buy them?
well, there probably wasn't four different CD versions.
there were.
Well, then,
Yeah, but like, dude,
there were
like,
five
who's-
actually.
I understand why people buy vinyl, of course, but like, who the fuck buys a CD these days? Like, it's basically like your options
Not
are
many.
streaming, cassette, maybe,
Scott.
or vinyl.
Stevie definitely does. Stevie's like a hardcore CD collector.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
had
CD
like
boy?
520.
16-bit
far.
life, let's go. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like you don't really strike me as the Taylor Swift buying audience.
Oh,
so I don't know if
no.
like the T Swift fans are rocking a lot of.
I am
CDs.
because of
Maybe
my
I'm wrong.
daughter. I'm ashamed to tell you how many different Taylor Swift releases I purchased for her for Christmas.
And she's like, "Thanks, Dad."
She got like CD, cassette, and vinyl of multiple Taylor Swift albums.
I like a
Christmas.
couple of Taylor Swift songs, like, and by couple I mean like actually two.
Is it
It's
from
just-
the 1984 album?
No,
Mm.
I can actually
Then you're
only think of one off the
Which
top of my
one?
head, and
What
it's
is it?
it's from the one that came out before this one.
Oh, from Folklore?
Yeah, I think so. It's featuring Brendan Urie.
Oh,
called
no, that's not
Me.
from Folklore. That's from Lover. That's 3 albums ago.
Oh God, well she must make a lot of them then.
I feel like there's more than just one Taylor Swift song you would like, Steven.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
a lot more.
maybe
If
for
you like
the
that
country
song,
stuff. I tell you what, tomorrow I'm gonna take a break from watching my wrestling while working, and I'm gonna listen to.
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, you're right.
Just play
Don't do
Taylor
that
Swift
to
over
yourself.
top of it. Just drop some T Swift. Hit mute on the audio.
No,
and
you
just listen to
can't.
T-Swift.
You can't hit mute on the
No.
Attitude Era, man.
Bret
You can't
Hart's
do it.
Bret Hart's coming out to
Your body's not ready for
1984
that many emotions.
or 1989.
Yeah. Bret Hart coming out to Blank Space might be weird.
I tell you,
Might be
I mean,
weird.
I do. I want to go back though. I'm really curious because I mean, the pop stuff, I'm kind of like over it. I don't really like it that much. But I might go and check out the country stuff, like her first.
Well, you
couple
might like
albums.
Folklore then, because Folklore is more like folky acoustic type. Like it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
There's some good tracks on there. But she
I
sold around
enjoy what I heard
eight-
of.
I believe
the new album.
800,000 copies on vinyl
Okay,
God damn,
so
Yep,
basically,
and that
that's
was-
a lot.
as of like a week ago.
so like 200,000
Jesus
people
Christ.
bought 4 copies of her vinyl.
I doubt that there were that many that bought all like 4 different copies, but I mean, record stores have a ton of them. Like I've seen at least 4 or 5 copies in every record store, which is weird because typically hers sell out pretty quickly. So they just made a lot of it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
you
know,
know-
vinyl's back, bruh.
She's always been really good at selling physical media, and it's because country fans, you know, they'll stick with you forever and they'll buy your physical stuff. because
Yeah.
country probably is the genre that sells the most CDs these days, just because
I'd buy
people
that.
are old fashioned that listen to that kind of stuff. They want
Oh yeah, for sure.
the beer on the dash, they want the CD in the player. They don't fiddle around with,
Compact disc. They don't fit around with no digital media.
yeah. I mean, they probably do, but they want that old dirt road feel.
Mhm,
Nothing says
mhm.
dirt road like a CD
And trucks
that eventually
and
gets a
beer.
little scratchy, and you got to do the
Exactly.
toothpaste trick on it.
Fishing.
You just buy another copy, man.
All right.
you
Well,
know,
Good
that's going
job.
to lead us into our next segue.
Congrats, Taylor Swift.
Congrats, Taylor Swift. Let's talk about the
She's
Rolling
too
Stone
powerful.
Top 200 Singers. So, a couple of weeks ago, Rolling Stone released a list of the top 200 singers of all time. And it was a very contentious list. They tried to clarify it was the top 200 singers and not vocalists. They wanted to select
The
people
difference.
that were. So,
That was my
singers are more
question.
people that aren't as proficient at singing as they are very notable voices. So, for example, like Bob
Okay.
Dylan is in the top 20. If that kind of puts it in perspective. So he's
Which
a very
version of Bob
recognizable
Dylan?
voice. They didn't specify, but I would hope it's the earlier version.
I would
The one
imagine
you
it's
can
probably
understand.
the Highway 69 or 65 one, whatever it is.
Blonde on blonde, bro. Blonde on
They
blonde.
had it right the
That's
first
one.
time. Highway 69.
Paul Simon in
Hi-
that top 20.
Good old Highway 69. He is not. He's not. So I'll give you the quick rundown of the top 20 from 20 to 1. But what
Please.
we're going to do today is give our top 5. First off, I want to note that there are some pretty big voices that were not in the list, which is pretty nuts.
Mhm.
Top one being Celine Dion did not make the top 200,
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
I was
How
which is
dare you.
crazy.
If we were going to do an honorable mention section, I was going to put her in there. I actually wrote that in
So-
my notes.
That's
Well,
just the
you're
way it
burying
is.
the lead
Is a
now.
banger.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
now
There's
that
so
she's
many
out
good
of the
songs she
way,
had.
I got a few honorable mentions, but if she's out the way,
I mean, I could have a ton of honorable mentions, but I try to keep my top 5. But here's the top 20. I'm not going to give the 200. We'll be here all day. Go look it up on Rolling Stone's site. They have them all laid out. But I'll give you the top
I'll
20
put it
right
at
now.
2 times speed if you do
From
that.
20 to 1, Marvin Gaye, Frank Sinatra, Celia Cruz, Elvis Presley, Prince, Bob Dylan, Freddie Mercury at 14, asinine, Patsy Cline, John Lennon, Little Richard, Al Green at 10, Otis Redding, Beyonce at 8, 7, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Mariah Carey at 5, Billie Holiday, Sam Cooke, Whitney Houston at 2, and number 1 is Aretha Franklin.
So
Interesting choices.
I glanced at this list earlier in the week. The only one I remembered, their spot, was number 1. But
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's pretty crazy. So in lieu of that, we're going to give our top 5 vocalists of all time. Now, I'm not doing my top 5 favorites. I'm doing who I think are the top 5 vocalists of all time. Favorites would be a whole different ball game for me. I'd have a whole different list, but I kind of took a look at vocalists throughout history that I feel like have the most iconic voices and went with those.
Mhm.
So, who wants to begin at number 5?
T-Pain.
Jason went with T-Pain.
Yeah, I mean, he can sing, and then when he sings the
also
tune, he
questioned
sings
it.
even better.
Yeah, you sounded like you were asking a question.
Oh, I
Like
kind
you
of
were
admit that.
questioning
But
that
no, number
T-Pain
5
should be on the list.
I think he
I
should be
agree
on the
he's a
list.
great vocalist.
He seriously is. And I think that he, whether you like it or not, he definitely brought auto-tune as a instrument to popular music and paved the way. Also, he's a very entertaining individual. I watch often on YouTube. He's cool.
The crazy thing about him is that he used auto-tune, but really didn't need it.
oh no,
Yeah.
No,
He's
you're
an
right.
amazing singer in his own right without it. So it's
Agreed.
crazy to me that he used that, and he was the guy that used it, even though he's a great singer, and So I guess that's what made it work in a way.
Yeah, I really
All
think
right.
so.
Stevie at number 5.
So you were saying like you weren't doing this like your favorites list, and I kind of did like a mixture. So I like added like favorites in with like iconic voices. So number 5, I put Patrick Stump, the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, because of range.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like a lot of people don't know, he actually started off as a drummer. And when he started fronting Fall Out Boy, he actually didn't have any vocal training at all. So to get the voice that has become iconic in the pop rock genre, that's pretty impressive. So that's why I put him in my top 5.
I've always thought he was a
Crack a
decent
boy
vocalist.
open.
I've seen him live a few times, and a couple of performances were like a little iffy, which is what kind of would like turn me off from putting him in the top 5.
Mhm.
But I still think he's a great vocalist. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And plus, you got to
Yes.
think about a lot of people are going to, I mean, when you play as many shows as he does, he's going to have some bad shows, you know?
I don't know. My top 5, I don't think I've ever had them.
Well,
But
you haven't seen him, you know?
not every date. No, you're right.
Right.
You're right. You never know. All right, Jared.
Everybody gets the
Number
doo-doo
5.
voice every now and again.
It happens.
Yeah. That's what
You
I'm
know,
saying. Everybody has a bad day.
everybody gets sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drank too much coffee or something.
Number 5 for me is Christina Aguilera.
Oh, Agamalera. Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot about her, but she definitely deserves
Can't.
to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
Team X Tina through the pop phases.
98.
She was a
99.
much better singer than Britney.
I preferred her over Britney.
Sorry
Sorry,
to say.
Michelle.
Oh, dang.
Sorry to say. Honestly,
All day.
I think Britney has a unique voice in that like she's instantly recognizable, but Christina Aguilera's got that range and just like the consistency.
Britney has that. Oh yeah, that's it.
Like then she's got the nasal. She got the yeah. You know, she's got the nasal voice, but
But
feel like
Christina
when-
Aguilera, like, she could just do so much with her voice on a
it's
level,
nuts.
like,
Including a Spanish
I-
album, which she is currently promoting.
I forgot about that. Yeah, including the Spanish album. It's
Well, I
crazy.
feel like whenever Christina Aguilera hit the scene, she was like the equivalent to how NSYNC was so impressive after the Backstreet Boys. Like how she was with, Britney Spears started first and then she came in. She was kind of like the NSYNC of that, a female vocalist basically.
The more talented, yes, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I would say
I
that.
don't know if I would say that about NSYNC and Backstreet Boys though. I think
I
both
would.
of those groups are
In
great.
sync all day.
NSYNC all day as
No,
well.
so
I would say that the
can't
thing
choose.
that
I like both.
BSB baby, BSB.
I like-
Actually, sorry, NKOTB baby, NKOTB.
Backstreet Boys over
Yeah, you are
NSYNC,
old.
Scott? What the fuck?
Taking it
No.
What?
Boo, no.
Always.
No.
Always.
But what
I
I'm
was the
gonna say is
Backstreet
that-
Boys, but I was an NKOTB. That's pretty much where I landed.
But speaking of like,
Oh.
Christina Aguilera and everything, I mean, that's a good choice. She definitely has a lot of, range as far as the type of music that she can do. And also
Real.
she was hotter than Britney Spears. So I just wanted to say that.
Super hot. I was gonna say that the thing that NSYNC and good old Christina Aguilera have in common, and why they're both superior, is they both were just like have a level of musicality that the competition could never touch. I mean, beautiful.
Mhm.
Holy shit, that's an amazing song and a
Yeah.
one take Jake. But seriously, like shit,
Yeah.
man.
And
She's
just
one of the greatest songs
one more
ever
thing to
recorded.
add about BSB and NSYNC. I didn't put them on my list because they're a group, but
Fair.
they were the most influential in my childhood as far as like wanting to become a singer. Just wanted to say
I mean,
that's the only reason.
Justin Timberlake did his own thing. You know?
Yeah.
Break-
But
break-
I think as a whole,
break
you
on
know,
through to the other side.
Joey Fatone went on to Broadway.
that's the only
True.
reason
True.
why I didn't include them in my top list because they're a group.
Fair.
All right, my number 5, the Queen of Christmas, Mariah Carey, one of the only females in the world that can literally break glass with her voice.
That damn whistle. That damn
It's
whistle
always
night.
fun.
I can't even do it.
I don't know if she can
Can't do it.
still
That's
hit
close.
that note.
I don't know. I don't
wouldn't
know if
blame
she
her.
can, but I mean, at one point she could, and I
And
mean,
did.
she's still out there killing it. She's got that Vegas residency now, I think. So,
And they put her in front of Beyonce, right, on that 20 list, right?
let me
Yes.
see. I think they did.
I think you said Beyonce before Mariah.
I did. Yeah. Mariah they put at number 5, which is ironically my number 5.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, Scott's just
well.
following Rolling Stone.
Yeah, that's about it though. About It. All right. Down to number 4. We start with Stevie this time. Number 4.
Number 4 was Freddie Mercury. So not one of my, favorites personally, but as far as like iconic singers, I mean, you have to go with the man Freddie Mercury. There's a lot of talent to be had, and everything that he could do, musically. I've heard that when he would do like backing vocals, he could match the exact tone that he did on the first
Yeah,
take.
I told you that.
Was it you that told me that?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we
That's
talked.
Pretty crazy.
We talked about it when we were recording one day, I think, or something, when your band was recording. Because I always like to tell that story. He's able to phase out his own voice because he can match his pitch so perfectly.
I feel like
Did
I've
Did you see
seen
the Queen
that.
movie?
Yeah, I
It's
was about to
nuts.
say, I feel like I've seen that in that movie.
I think they did cover that in the movie too, which
Yeah.
was pretty
I
cool.
like the movie. Apparently,
Wasn't
the movie's
an
not
important
true,
Footnote about him.
but I enjoyed it still.
Yeah, the music's great, man. There's so many
Brian
hits.
May.
Like you just
What's
think
your
about like
what's your favorite Queen
as a
song?
band. My favorite Queen
Everyone's
song?
favorite Queen song. Go. Send it.
Somebody to
Don't
love.
think.
Bad
Somebody
Bottom
love.
Girls.
Killer
Good song.
Queen.
Killer Queen.
You're not getting out of this, Jason.
What's yours, Jason?
Oh, Somebody to Love. It's a standard reference track for me with like just doing
Absolute
anything
banger.
musical
Absolute banger.
every time.
I just had to go with something that no one else said. Plus, it's Fat Bottom Girls.
Fat
Bottom
Bottom
Girls,
Girls.
great
They make the
song.
rock and roll go around, you know?
It's just ironic that he sang that song.
Something
Yeah,
crazy
I know, it
that's
really
kind of
is.
like on topic but off topic though. When I was like
Oh, boy.
12, this
That's
like
this podcast.
Christian band called Down Here played at my church. And fast forward to these days, the lead singer, Mark Martel, is actually like a copycat Freddie Mercury singer, and he's like internet famous. He actually sang for Celine Dion, and he sounds almost exactly like Freddie Mercury.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Also, my man loved cats. He loved his cats.
Dude,
I didn't know
Respect.
that, but that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
it is.
huge cat guy, Freddie Mercury.
All right, Jared, number 4.
Adele.
Oh, I completely forgot about her. I think she definitely made Rolling Stone's top 200. I remember seeing her
Yeah.
on there.
She also has a Vegas residency currently, but I
Yeah,
think
she
she's
does.
having I think she's under the weather. And,
Ugh,
like had to cut her performance short recently.
hate to see
Didn't
it,
they
man.
start it
feel
and then
better,
like
Adele.
COVID happened and the whole thing fell apart? That Adele residency.
Yeah,
I was kind of
originally
following
it
that
did.
story.
Yeah, no,
And
it's back
they
now.
like they brought it back. Yeah. What's crazy about Adele is so I think her vocal range is smaller now because she had to have vocal surgery.
Mhm.
She's like Sam Smith had to have the same thing, as well as like Keith Urban. They had like those like nodes on their vocal cords.
Mm.
And when you have those removed, you lose some of your range. So that's why like her newest album isn't as like powerful as like the ones previous.
That's okay. Those lyrics are powerful enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like the last Adele album too.
Yeah, not
I
only
would-
that, but like, her standard range is the most iconic part about her singing. Just the way,
Yeah.
like the ooh, or I obviously
Favorite
I don't
Adele
sound
song?
anything like Adele.
No, Jason, we're not sidebarring with every artist. We're already
Mine's,
going long.
Oh, fuck, what's the name of it? I forgot.
Mine's
Can't help
Send me something to your new lover. Whoa, it's like the acoustic thing. The Max.
Oh,
Martin
the one
song?
we used to cover with Blush.
Yeah, what the fuck's that song called? Send
My
note
love to your new lover.
banger of a song. That's
Yeah.
my favorite Adele song.
It's a good song. All right, my number 4 is Celine Dion. You know what? I put her on my list, Rolling Stone.
Hell yeah.
She literally is up there with Mariah Carey, like all the big ones as far as iconic voices. I feel like they left her off because she didn't write a lot of her stuff. I think that
That has nothing to do with being a vocalist.
Yeah,
it shouldn't
what the
either because you know what?
fuck?
Elvis Presley released like hundreds of songs, never wrote one
I
of
was
them.
supposed to say most
They
of
were-
his were
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah, they were all written by somebody else. So
Covers.
they
So-
can't even use that as an excuse.
My quick.
Maybe it's 'cause she's
Celine- my quick Celine Dion side. I was going to return something out of Kohl's, for like an Amazon package, and That's Just the Way It Is came on, and I was like, God damn, this song's so good. I was just sitting there like just blasting the Kohl speaker. The bridge
Dude, I
comes
forgot
in.
about that.
Oh fuck! The bridge is out of
good song.
control.
I forgot about
Fuck,
that
it's a
song.
good song. Ugh, it's so good. I'm with you on that one, Scott.
I totally forgot
She's
about
so
that
good.
song, man.
So many good songs.
It's like anytime
Poggers.
someone says Celine Dion, I just hear do no 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 no.
Yeah, my heart will
Like,
go
also
on. I mean,
banger.
that's
Instantly.
the instant. But I'll tell you what, man. Listen to like her greatest hits, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, it's just like one after another." She had so
I'm
many
gonna
good
download it
hits
tomorrow.
like over like the 90s and early 2000s. Insane.
Oh, trust me, man.
Insane.
I've heard the majority of them. I was just like, it'll be like I'll turn it on and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
That's
that.
all.
Next.
I think that's maybe why she didn't make the list, because it's like
Everybody
she had
forgot.
so many good songs, but they were a little bit forgettable, I guess, or they were just so overplayed when they came out, and now everybody's like,
That's a big one.
yeah, like she got so overplayed, like every single one of her songs that were hits.
I could meet the woman of my dreams, but if she didn't ride with Celine Dion, it's over. Fuck that. Get out. It's not
That's a
meant to
deal
be.
breaker
It's
for
not meant to
Jason,
be.
ladies.
It's a deal breaker. More than anyone else on this
man.
entire list, like anyone you can mention, Doc, all
Dang.
day. All day.
Remember that when we bring out the swipe right with Jason segment.
That's true.
I will die on this hill. I do not give a fuck. If you
That's
ride
gonna be
with
the first
Celine
question.
Dion, it's over.
How you feel about Celine Dion?
How you feel
How
about
you
Celine
feel
Dion?
about Celine Dion?
This is-
That's
this
your
is-
opening
this
line.
is
That's
important.
opening line. Celine Dion for or against.
Yep.
Political leanings.
Thumbs up, thumbs
fuck
down.
all that shit. You ride with Celine or
Don't care.
not? That's
You ride
all I
with
need to know.
Do you ride with Celine Dion?
There's the
That's all I
question.
need to know. Fuck else is there?
And if you do, let us know on Twitter so we can tell Jason who is Twitterless.
Oh
I-
God!
Twitter's back.
I think that's the name of the podcast. Do you this episode? Do you ride with Celine
You ride
Dion?
with Celine Dion. Good SEO. Yeah. Smart.
That's so good. All right, Jason, you're number 4.
It was going to be Christina Aguilera, but I will slide that and say Amy fucking Winehouse, baby. R.I.P. Back in Black.
She had
that was
that
my
album.
honorable mention.
That smoky voice, baby.
Have you ever seen the movie Amy, the documentary?
No, I want to. I think I've seen parts of it, but I don't think I've ever seen the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Dark. It's dark, but it's really, really, really good.
I,
really
I didn't
recommend
expect it to be an uplifting story.
Yeah, I mean, she does
'Cause
die
it
at the
ain't.
end. Spoilers.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But
She was trouble, man.
she had a lot of shit. But Back
Mm-hmm.
Back to Black is one of my favorite albums of the 2000s. Very just also I would say that there's a lot of female singers of modern time who just try to do their best like Amy Winehouse impression. I would say her kind of like vocal flair has been like copied to death. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about like a talented character and a very just good singer. Like Love Is a Losing Game. Ugh, it's a good song. Shite. It's a good song.
True,
So yeah,
true.
Amy Winehouse. Just don't smoke crack. Audience, crack is whack. Crack
That's
is
the
super whack,
second
bro.
question after
Whack.
do you ride with Celine?
Do you
Do
ride
you
with
smoke
Celine?
crack?
Yes.
Do you smoke crack?
Yeah, that's an important one.
Circle,
That's number
circle,
two.
yes or no.
Damn.
Jesus. Jesus.
You're gonna have to broaden your distance past Gastonia then.
Oh, we were going to base it.
So now you're taking shots at Gastonia? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're in the chat talking about how dare you question the fact that Fred Durst is from this town. Now you're sitting over here and smokes crack? Pick a fucking side.
I was trying to pick your side, you asshole.
All right, number 3. Start with Jared this time. Number 3.
Number 3 is a young man by the name of Brendan Urie.
True.
That guy can sing
He does
pretty
have
dang
an
well.
insane vocal range.
Range,
He sings pretty
showman,
dang well.
can do that Broadway thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he made the top 200 from Rolling Stone.
Probably not, because
Like, is he on there altogether? You know, that was a question.
Because
I
they'll probably
had,
just
too.
lump him in with Panic instead of making him his own.
That's
Nah,
fair.
they'd probably make him his own, I would imagine, because they cited
So-
specific singers.
not fair.
That's fair. I mean, they did put
Urie.
Freddie Mercury and not Queen, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I
can't
don't
say
think
I'm
he's
even-
on there.
I would not
Ridiculous.
say I'm the biggest Panic at the Disco fan. I haven't listened to too much of their stuff beyond the first
To be
album.
fair, a lot of
no.
the people that they put on that list are like they have careers that are older than 20 years.
Rolling Stone, a bit of a boomer mag, am I right? But
That is.
Shots fired.
he's still like the talent is undeniable. I would definitely say. I would say
There's
in a-
some
in a-
newer one's on here.
Really?
Billie Eilish is on here.
Yeah,
Billie
yeah,
Eilish?
I don't agree
Well-
with that. I do not agree with that.
Say what you will.
That's all I will say.
Take it up with Rolling Stone magazine.
Take it up with Rolling Stone.
I will.
I'll
And
give you their number.
You know how I
At
will?
them.
By not buying any of their fucking magazines.
I didn't know
I
you
mean,
did
no-
beforehand.
I didn't.
They
Oh,
also
well.
have one of the dudes from BTS at number 191. So
Only
They're all the
one?
same.
See, that's like
I'll make a shot of
there
that
might
one.
be more. That's the only one I saw.
I'm gonna get a shot of
or-
that
That's-
BTS
that's the only one
comment.
you recognize.
Jungkook?
That's like
Young
picking
BTS community.
Nick Carter from BSB and not the rest of the
RP.
BSB.
Wait,
No, Aaron.
No,
Aaron passed
Other.
away.
Nick's still here. Nick's still here. Nick's still here. All right. So Brendan Urie, number 3.
Number
Nice,
3.
Nice. My number 3, my man Prince.
Mm.
Got to be top 5, man. Listen,
Iconic dude, you know?
iconic dude, iconic performances. I mean,
Now-
nobody's done the Super Bowl better than him. Nobody.
That's true.
Does he have
If,
a
if
movie?
we're
Can I
going
tell my-
guitarists, that'd be a
Also-
different list.
also
Amazing
in there.
guitarist.
Yeah.
Does he have a
Can I tell my
biopic
Prince
yet? Because
story?
he needs one.
Biopic? No, not yet.
But like, there's
No.
a
I'm
couple
sure
of
his
things
family's
though.
got one lined up. They're milking
Who the
every
fuck could
cent
play
out
Prince?
of him now.
They're milking it hard.
Yeah.
That's why all of his stuff is suddenly appearing in physical form.
can I tell my Prince story? I have one Prince story.
Okay. Did you read it?
No.
Shocked.
WCU, good old college days. I was waiting to go like get real freaky nasty with somebody. They were like an RA or something.
So you're going to go
It
to
was
Brown
during-
Cafeteria first?
R.I.P. Brown, respect. that one hit me. R.I.P. Brown. No, it was the night of the Super Bowl performance, and I was basically watching the Super Bowl Prince thing, like waiting, like when am I gonna get this going, get this popping? It's getting late. But it was during the Prince show, during the greatest Super Bowl show of all time. That's
Yep.
my Prince story.
Yeah.
It was
was
amazing.
like-
I remember watching it
It was so good. Dude.
live. It was unbelievable. And the fact that it literally started raining during Purple Rain, like you can't
Only
plan
Prince.
that.
Didn't
Only
get
Prince,
shit.
man.
Shh,
Only Prince. He was just like he was next level.
My favorite
He's-
Prince fact is that he would just record the vocals sitting at the console with a mic like this. Just hit play. Do the
Or
thing.
just randomly in one of his rooms because they were all mic'd up.
Constantly recording.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
Now, his later stuff, not very good. But,
no, it wasn't
you
great.
know.
But whose is?
You
Name
can't-
me one group whose later stuff was good.
You can't hit home runs forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the well dries up, and eventually you just want to get weird and experimental, and that's fine.
Tool.
I think their new
I-
album is trash.
I never liked him from day one. So
That's a bit of a shit. That's
when
a bit
did
of a
the,
shit
when did the good
comment.
stuff happen?
That's a bit of a
I'd say
shit post comment for me. But I know what you mean.
10,000 Days, that album
Starving
was the peak for
coffee.
Tool. And people disagree with me, but I don't give a shit because you can't ever be better than that album. And that album came out like 17 years ago.
That one's got real wonky pacing. But anywho, Prince. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Had to be there.
Yeah.
Stay
Alright.
the fuck away from the fuck you take? What's that pill?
Didn't he? Oh,
Fentanyl?
yeah, some kind of sleeping pill or something, and fentanyl.
Stay with. That's question number 3. You don't fuck with fentanyl, do you? Hopefully
Are you-
not.
do you
It shall
mess with-
fuck you
you
up.
mess with
First we-
opiates?
First we take off cocaine, then we take off fentanyl.
Yeah. If you do both, then you need therapy.
Then
If
we're
they're
out.
doing both, they're not here with us.
The only drugs they can have is
Hence, Amy Winehouse
smokes
and
beer,
Prince
smokes
and-
beer and weed, right?
No.
keep it light, keep it tight.
I
All right,
annoy
number-
stoners these days. I'm a little too
Number
hyperform.
2,
Oh, hold on.
starting with
No.
me at
Hold
number
on, hold on.
Stevie
What?
hasn't done number
Holding.
3.
Oh, you haven't done number
I
3.
didn't
My
do
bad.
My number 3. Wait,
Stevie, number- wait, did Jason do number 3?
Jared did.
No,
Jared
Jason.
did.
Yeah, Jared was first. Oh, yeah, it's Jason's turn. Jason, number 3.
Ariana Grande. As much as I love Mariah Carey, as much as I love Christina Aguilera, the artist of this, like the person who sings real well in the pop music that I relate to most is definitely Ariana Grande, who consistently has put out some amazing albums. My favorite one being Oh fuck! It's the one Pharrell's all over. I can't think of it. So it's the one previous to the newest one, but she can sing so well. And what I like about Ariana Grande is that she just kind of does it like on the low. She's not out here like trying to blow it out. Like, look how well I can do the thing. She's kind of like utilizes the gift she has, just like craft good music.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And this is what I would probably ask as an overarching question for all these top 5 lists. In 30 years, is anyone going to be talking about Ariana Grande?
I don't think anyone popular today in music will be talked about in 30 years, to be honest with you, considering how our culture's just
that's kind of how I judge my list. Like, in 30 years, will people still be listening to this artist or person? And will they still be like in the conversation of like best vocalist of all time? Like, you know, I'm honestly going to say like most artists today won't be. So they're just not that iconic.
I know that
it's the nature of the beast of social media.
I've always heard that Ariana Grande's music is good, but it's just like not something that I personally would be like, man, I might like that, you know? But I probably
it'd be a hard sell for you, I'll admit. Like, you're my resident rock man, and like I wouldn't like I'm the resident like R&B dude, I guess. So it's like that's why like for me like the Ariana stuff, I'm like, this is fucking great. This is my shit.
Well, like I listen
R&B adjacent kind of pop. Yeah, that's
I listen to all kinds of stuff. It's just like you know, primarily I listen to rock and metal primarily.
There's not a keyboard behind you. There's a guitar behind you. And to the left of me, there's a keyboard, not a guitar essentially.
But I do like, you know, good music and good, you know, singing, you know, good vocalist and good lyricism. So like,
but you're not I mean, you're like, it was
you're
like a guitar player and
last month I like for like 3 days straight listened to the same gospel song in a row and it was stuck in my head. So you can't, you know, I listen to everything. So, I mean, maybe I should give her a try and you'll have to throw
what I was going to say is suggestion. Like, I don't expect my guitar playing friends to like really anything involving rap music or anything involving R&B, to be quite honest with you. Like, I get it. I'm a bass player at heart, so I'm a little more like open, like the low end side of things, but still impressive. Well, check out some Ariana Grande. Sweetener? I feel like it's called Sweetener. That's the album I'm thinking of. That's my number 3.
Yeah, just send it to me later, and I'll definitely check it out.
I'll totally forget.
Number 3.
Do your own homework.
My number 3 is Sahaj Tikatin, which is the lead singer from my favorite band called Ra. And they had a hit that came out in the early 2000s called Do You Call My Name? And it was on, I think it was on like an MX game, like MX Unleashed or something. A lot of people know him, but like they don't know him per se. But the lyricism, and he has such a unique voice. Them as a rock group, they kind of have like an Egyptian sound, which is not surprising since the name is Ra. But
now
he has really good range, and he had like a minute and 15-second like vocal note in one song that he held out or something like that. But it's really good. Like I highly suggest people check it out if you like rock music. And it's one of those unique rock bands too.
Music.
Ra.
Yeah, but they're just called rock, which can sometimes
rock music. I made a joke, Steven. Laugh at my joke. Rock. Ha ha. I pitched it to you. Catch it. Throw it back. Don't leave your boy hanging out here.
You're so serious, bro.
So serious all the time.
Serious.
Brother man. Just yes in me every once in a while.
Shake it out.
Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Guys, man.
Back to Taylor Swift.
Shake it off.
Shake.
Look, man.
Number 1.
Sorry. I'm hard. I'm hard to like.
Jason Earth.
You're hard?
Number 1 at number 3.
Whoa.
Like I said he would.
Whoa.
It's hard. No. Sometimes it's hard to make me laugh, man. I didn't think it was that clever.
I can do no shit. No fucking shit, Steven. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, man. I throw you a bone sometimes. I laugh.
I mean, 3/4 of us laughed at it, Jason. So you got that.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I'm aiming for. I'm taking shots at Steven always,
Yeah,
trying to
he's-
like get him.
We're not
Just
his
to, like,
we're not
just
his
to-
target audience anymore.
I'm
We're
trying
not
to-
his target audience anymore.
I'm trying
No,
to
actually,
recommend
if I
one
can-
of my favorite bands, and you over here making jokes, so maybe that's
If
why
I can
did
get
that.
Scott to laugh, if I can get the thing about you, Steven, is that like when you're like on the when you're like, this is the thing I'm gonna say, and like you could be getting shot at, and you'd be like, raw, check him out.
It's getting said. I don't care
I can
what's
see
coming at me. Who's
Blaster
talking?
blasting around. A fucking flashbang gets thrown through a window.
Happening.
Raw.
I got that from my
Jason,
dad.
stop playing Call of Duty.
My dad was like
I
that.
did.
Like he would literally try to say something, and other people would start talking before him, and like you would hear like the beginning of the sentence start, and he would just be committed. Like 3 minutes later, he'd finally get it out. He's just like,
I'm gonna keep
So
it.
I have that
I'm gonna
too.
keep it real with you, Chief. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. Not conducive for podcasting. That kind of mentality. Might want to work on that one. I want to flip it up.
I appreciate
Chief.
you casplaying me through this whole thing. You know,
Hey, it's podcast therapy. A break. I'm always wanting to hit the brakes, mostly because I like people to see what goes on behind the scenes of podcasting. But yes.
All right.
but yeah, Raw, it's a good band. You should check it out.
I'll check them out.
All right. On to me for number 2 now. My number 2 is Whitney Houston, another one who should never touch the cocaine.
Don't do crack, dude.
I'm also
Don't
with
do
Scott on number 2 with
crack.
Whitney Houston. So
Isn't number
We
two?
got 2 Whitneys.
Whitney Houston
I'll
was
go with
number
that. Fuck
2
it,
on
yeah.
the Rolling Stones list, wasn't she?
Was it? Oh, it was. Look at that. We agreed.
I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely
Have-
number 2.
icon.
She was.
Is there a song that more people have butchered than "My Heart Will Go On"?
The
Well,
national
you mean I
anthem.
will always? You mean I will always love you?
There you go. I will always love you.
I was about to
I
say my
feel
heart.
like
That's
We've
Celine.
moved on from Celine Dion. Yeah.
I never move on. But like I feel like that song
It's
like,
number 1,
it's like,
Scott.
hi, hello, my name is Candace.
Do you
and,
ride
I'm
with
here to,
Celine?
like
Do you ride
how
with Celine?
many I just heard so many shitty covers of that song. It's a shame. And a testament is how
I'm gonna be real. I don't think
Talented.
anybody should ever cover Whitney Houston.
Mm-mm.
I don't
Never.
do
Like
it.
there are some
do
untouchables when it comes to karaoke or any of these singing competitions. Just don't do it, man. Like don't touch
Just don't do
Whitney,
it.
don't touch Mariah, and don't touch Celine. Prince. I mean, you
Without
could-
consent.
you might be able.
Purple Rain. There are certain people that should not sing Purple Rain, and it's most
Right.
drunk people.
Right. Most drunk people. I feel like females can sing Prince better than males can most of the time because he had like he
He
really had like a
falsettos
high
more than
registered. Yeah, a lot
Most
of
men are
falsetto.
allowed to,
I feel like
apparently,
Yes.
according to
So
masculinity
People
laws.
try to sing that at open mic. They try to sing those types of songs.
Yep.
That's
Not,
not, even.
I wouldn't say open
No,
mic.
not
I would say
open mic,
karaoke.
well, karaoke. That's what I
Karaoke.
mean. But like, that's not even like bar songs. I figured like
No,
Purple
Like-
Rain. Purple
but
Rain
like everyone
is-
thinks they can sing like Whitney Houston when they're drunk, though.
I feel like Twisted Sister would be like the type of shit you would hear at a bar.
I'll
well,
second that.
A Gastonia bar.
Ah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So those of us that leave Gastonia hear things outside of Gastonia.
First of all, I never even go to karaoke. I was just saying that's the type of
It's
shit
for the
that,
best.
that I would think I
It's-
would hear because there's no talent in
Karaoke's
singing
fun.
that type of song.
It is fun. It's a
I'll
lot
do
of fun.
backing and
But,
karaoke.
like,
all
don't
day
go
long.
sober.
Just tell me what you need done.
But know your limits on what songs you should and shouldn't sing.
Yeah,
It's all right to know you
No.
can't sing that well.
Like,
you
don't-
got to know which ones are off limits.
Like, don't get up there and try to sing Billie Jean or anything that's challenging.
Unless you can hit those notes.
Yeah, if you
I'd
can
be
hit them, then more power
impressed.
to you, bro. But
That's a word. That's a wordy song, actually.
yeah,
Yeah, but like if you go to
They're one of the
karaoke
greatest
to
songs
nail
ever
fucking
recorded.
good songs like that, then you're a jerk.
Just do Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and shut the fuck up. It's that simple. You'll get
Pick some shit that's like fun.
good pull, man. Good pull. Good
Wow.
Charlotte.
Right? Great song. Great
man.
great song.
Good.
We
pull.
now know Jason's karaoke song.
Respect. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude. Oh no.
Hold on.
Fantastic album.
Hold on. Everyone's karaoke song first. Go, Jason. If you're
I've never
picking
done
just one, go
karaoke
quick.
actually, but it's Lifestyles
If you
of the
were
Rich and
to.
Famous right now.
Nice, Stevie.
Shit, I don't even know, man. Probably a Weezer song.
Jared.
Yeah, I'm on a boat by Lonely Island.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
Actually, I got it now. I think I would do Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple
Good call.
Pilots.
Good call. I've done that before at karaoke. So I have two. I would do Semi Charmed Life, and when I'm drunk, it's Piano Man. Those are the two.
Nice.
Always. I used to go to karaoke
No,
every
it's
Thursday.
Wonderwall. You know it.
No. I just sing that at bars when I get paid.
I was about to say Wonderwall, like at a karaoke, that's a smoke break.
Anyways,
that's a
here's
smoke break.
Wonderwall.
Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Everybody does
No, I
this
used to go to
wrong.
karaoke every single Thursday from like the age of 19 until I was like 22. And those are the ones I would do. But Piano Man at like 11:30, 12 p.m. will tear the house down. Tear the house down.
That's
every
question
time.
Sending
4.
people home.
Every time.
That's question
It's
4.
amazing.
And question 4 is not a make or break because I don't expect like a lot of like women these days to ride with Billy Joel. But if she's like, yeah, I fucking kind of like Billy Joel, I'm fine. I'm buying
Roll
the ring
Billy Joel, man.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Roll with Billy
I'm
Joel.
buying
Oh,
the
I
ring
thought
tomorrow. Yeah,
question number 4 would be like, what's your karaoke song?
Yeah.
That's
That way
all.
you
That's
can
actually
actually
a
start
really
getting to
good
know the person.
icebreaker.
There's some good icebreakers.
That's a good icebreaker. Yeah, that's
Some real
for the
good
song.
ones.
Good job.
You better
Jay.
write that down.
Yeah, there you go. Do you ride with
It's in
Dion?
podcast form.
Yeah, we got it. He's gonna be editing it later. All right, Jason, give me your number 2.
Well, I was gonna go like old school, but now I just feel like shit posty, and I'm gonna say Billie Eilish.
You literally
You just
said at the
told us.
beginning of this, you're
I'm
like,
not
I'm
gonna
not gonna
shit
shit post.
I know.
You also said you weren't going to change your list as we were going through it.
Oh, it's true. Well, it's
Lies.
like well,
I feel you lied
I-
right to our faces. I don't know if I can
feel like
trust you anymore.
I feel
I need a refund.
Steven gave me.
Yeah.
Steven gave me the impression he really doesn't like Billie Eilish. That's why I was gonna like bring it up. Actually,
There's only one song by her that I like, and it's not because she sings really good in it.
Is it Ocean Eyes?
Is it
No.
bad guy?
No, it's the one she duets with that black dude. I can't think of the name of it right now. Oh God,
I don't know.
What is the name of that song? They
I
turned
was
it
gonna
in-
say when the party's over.
I've heard a lot of
Is it
dubstep
so?
versions of it. Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick.
Our dubstep man of the street. Well, in the meantime, I was just gonna say, you know,
It might just be called
singing
Alone
abilities.
or Lonely or something like that, or Lovely.
Singing abilities. I mean, she could sing decently well, but in terms of like a recognizable voice that has influenced a lot of vibes of modern music, it's undeniable. It's good old Billie Eilish. I
Yeah, the
would
name of the
say.
song is Lovely, and it features Khaled, not DJ Khaled.
A
different guy.
Yeah, because DJ Khaled can't sing,
Right.
I can't. He can't
and
do
he
anything.
can't do much of anything.
He can produce.
He could eat McMuffins.
He can
He
hype
collects-
up his own things.
He collects a bunch of artists to like do
He
the
can
work
cry
for
a
him.
lot.
So
Has a
probably
book he probably didn't write.
not a big DJ
But
Khaled.
I
Buy
would
your
just
mama
say-
a house. You've been good and
Actually,
loyal.
for context, Scott, what does your daughter think of Billie Eilish? She'll be my barometer for Billie
What does she
Eilish.
think of her?
Is she
She
still a
literally got
fan?
3 of her albums on vinyl for Christmas. Does that
Yeah, people are still
all 3
people-
of them?
Zoomers are still riding with Billie Eilish. I like the last album. Could use
She
a little
ri-
bit
she
of
rides
a
hard with
track
her.
reordering.
She loves
Like
it
the-
all. All right, Stevie, number 2.
Number 2 is Lady Gaga, the only girl that I put.
Rah 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 rah.
The gags.
Yeah. So
She
Other-
also had a
Hella
pretty good
talented.
Super Bowl performance. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's
seriously.
great. I mean, she's good at piano as well. She just recently did a duet album with Tony Bennett, which was pretty sweet if you like kind of old school music. Obviously,
Yeah.
She's done 2 albums with him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously she's a great actress. I mean, we all know that. But like, as far as her music goes, I was dating this
Do
girl
we
at
know
the,
that?
when the Fame Monster
I didn't see
came
that
out.
movie with her.
When the Fame Monster came out, the girl I was dating at the time like had that blasting in her car all the time. So I got a lot of exposure to it and really made me fall in love with like the song Speechless and Brown Eyes, which is a lot different compared to like the hits, you know, like Poker Face and Bad Romance and Alejandro and stuff. So, I mean, those pop songs are good, but if you really want to hear some Lady Gaga, man, you need to check out the B-sides that are on like the Joanne album and the Fame Monster.
I would say just the Joanne album. I did not like her earlier stuff at all. Like all the
Yeah.
pop stuff, hated it. Love Joanne. I literally, that's the only album of hers I own on vinyl because
Well,
it's. I think it's
Just
the best
seeing
one
her
she's put
sit
out.
down and play and sing with
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
piano is
good.
different.
That's it. That's all I wanted. And there's one song on that album that's absolutely amazing, and I can't think of what it is. You
Is it-
continue talking, and I'll tell you.
It's probably A Million Reasons.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Good song.
That's a good song too. That was a
Good
really
song.
good album.
That's one of my top
Full
songs for her.
disclosure, Lady Gaga, my personal biggest pop music crush of all time.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I'm a
Wow.
little biased.
she's got it all. And her personality that I've seen in interviews is great. So I mean, like, a vibe with the person, a vibe with the music. She's number 2 out of my top 5.
I have this mental quick side note. I have this mental image of them of Billie Eilish getting like her own like prank TV show, and she does a prank where like she's pranking Steven. Like, I'm not sure what the prank is. Like, yeah, and then she like you open something up and it explodes full of like a mason jar full of like year-old doo-doo, and then she hops out like, "Sup, bitch, you got Billy," and then like the bad guy theme starts playing. You're like, "Yo, you got me again, Billie Eilish."
Bad guy. Duh.
Yeah, boom, like so, and then so it's this show where it's like Jackass, but they're fucking with you the whole time.
So I'll be honest with you, man. I'm
Punked.
I'm so fucked up in the head that like, even though that sounds terrible, like I would probably laugh and enjoy that.
See, that would make him laugh, Jason.
See,
okay,
there's where
because it's
you got a goal now. You got a goal.
Now you've got to prank Stevie to the point that he laughs.
Because it's so outrageous.
It
I'd be like, this is ridiculous. You know,
I'm not a good practical joker, unfortunately.
You just came up with a great
Never
idea.
get him to laugh.
You better start.
You
better
just
start.
came
So
up with a
side
great
note,
idea.
I'm scrolling through the Rolling Stone list while we're talking. Christina Aguilera, number 141.
Cool.
I don't
Insane.
know about that, Chief.
Taylor Swift, 102.
Is Ricky Martin on there?
I haven't seen him yet.
All right.
I have seen
Probably not-
Axl Rose,
probably
Elton
not
John at number
now.
100. Insane.
Hmm.
All right, where are we at? Number 2, Jared, you already had yours.
Already
We had the
did.
same one. So we are at number 1, which brings us back around to Jason, who's going to shitpost us again. Go ahead.
No, this is not a shitpost. It's Marvin Gaye.
There you go.
Easily. It's Marvin Gaye. I've been trying
Let's get on, bro.
I've been trying to figure out how he did what he did vocally my entire life. In terms of like especially like towards the latter half of his career when he finally started when Barry Gordy kind of took a step back and let him do what the fuck he wanted to. But it's just like his ability to like layer vocals so effortlessly and make these just giant like these just like so many like cool layers and whatnot. It's cool as shit because it seems so seamless, but it's really fucking hard. I've been working on a lot of music recently. It's like vocally driven. I'm trying to summon my ability to do that kind of thing, and like I can't even do harmonies. I gotta learn how to do harmonies. I gotta crawl before I can walk on that one. And for Marvin Gaye, it's very seamless.
And what's
First
great,
soul album I ever bought.
what's great about like Marvin Gaye too is like he even like was a part of getting people in the zone to like be romantic with their lovers and stuff. So.
Fuck, big loads. Drop big loads. That's how that guy has so many fucking kids. He just plays Let's Get It On
Today-
loop. He plays like
today we have
he plays a
covered-
shitty karaoke Ugandan version of Let's Get It On.
I mean, you can literally just play that whole album.
Kid.
From start to finish, you know?
We've
Bustin'.
discussed poop,
Bust.
lots of kids, Billie Eilish.
For real.
We've covered it all today.
No cap, bro.
FR.
All right. Oh, Amy Winehouse, number 83. All right, Stevie, your number 1.
So my number 1 is Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco. I didn't want to say a lot earlier because I didn't want to like give it away or anything, but I
So
mean,
you've learned
obviously,
from Jason.
Good.
I've tried, yeah. But you know, as far as talent goes, if you've listened to Panic at the Disco before, you know what it's all about. It's, you know, poppy stuff, yeah, especially nowadays. Great lyricism in the beginning. Granted, Brendan wasn't the one writing the lyrics on the first 2 albums, but the
It was
range,
a guitar player, right?
Yeah. Ryan Ross was the one that primarily wrote. Well, they did have Pete Wentz actually from Fall Out Boy like co-write some songs with them.
What's Pete Wentz up to in 2023? I'll investigate.
Playing with Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, probably still. I tell you what, he's definitely
They're
doing.
coming-
They
Jason.
literally just announced they're putting a new album out this year. So
I tell you what, he's
Hey.
definitely doing. He's playing bass guitar with a pick. But anyways, back to Brendan Urie.
What's wrong with that?
You know,
What's wrong with playing
I
bass?
mean, Mark Hoppus does it too.
I
It's
wish I
just a
could.
different style.
I judge.
Some people do it.
I
That's how
judge.
pop
Some
punk
people
does
don't.
it.
I judge.
You're so judgy.
You're a
so
judgy
Pop
boy.
punk does it.
Wait.
Ugh.
Hi, Jason Eckert, resident bass player here. How the fuck do you judge? My favorite bass players all use picks. Like, play with pick. Every single one of them, though.
I mean, you know, hey,
Insane.
it is what it is. But
Lady Gaga, 58.
Jeez.
But yeah, Brendan Urie, I mean,
So,
great vocalist.
Continue sucking off Brendan Urie.
Yeah, so basically has a super high range. He can hit some, pretty high shit like the sharp C sharp on the piano for those that even know how high that is. But I mean, it's just great,
Super high.
like it was mentioned before, great showman, great range, good songs, catchy songs, especially like nowadays, the ones that he writes are definitely, the ones that get stuck in your head, and just an overall good dude, man. I used to laugh so hard
Not
at his
only
lines.
Except for all that stuff that came out about him that kind of put him in a bad light. And now everyone's trashing him on Twitter every time he puts something out.
Right, yeah.
I'll
That'll
have to
go
look
on
into
for
that.
a while, but I mean, talent stays
It will.
forever. I mean, hey, look at
Not in this generation. As we've, because unfortunately, I gotta agree with Scott. Literally everything that we take for granted, pop culture wise, in modern time, will not even be remembered in
No.
like 50 years, for better or worse. It'll just be the same. And the reason for that is really because, like, if you think about these days, when it comes to like artistry from like 1960 to like call it 1989, all that shit's owned by record companies, and they're just gonna keep pushing that boomer shit over and over and over and over and over. It sucks, but you gotta live in the moment.
The
baby.
catalog stuff always outsells modern music every year
Every year,
and will
Yeah.
always.
always.
Yeah. Speaking of music that won't last 30 years, Ariana Grande, 43.
Hey,
top
Good
50.
segue.
top 50, baby.
Insane.
I do have some honorable
Insane. I
mentions
disagree
I'd
with
like to
that.
run through, if that's okay.
Let's let everybody finish theirs first, and then we'll come back around to
Okay.
you.
Okay, I was just letting you know.
Yes, teacher. Sorry, teacher.
Ooh.
Please hold your
He said,
questions
"Put
for the
your
end.
knuckles out. I got a ruler
Okay.
for you.
I didn't necessarily mean I was ready to do that. Now I was just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Noted.
Jeez.
Noted. I'll put it in the notes. Jared, number 1.
The one Frederick Mercury.
Also my number 1.
For some reason, I thought
That
you were
guy
going to
could
say
sing.
Frederick Durst.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been a hot
but I was
take.
glad it
Unlike
wasn't it.
Jason, I stuck with not shit posting.
That'd be a hot take for sure.
Bingo.
The only shit post was Billie
Ah.
Eilish. But I could back her up.
But yeah, Freddie Mercury. What can you say that hasn't already been said? His mouth was just built different too. Like there's
Mhm.
literally like they have X-rays of like his mouth and like his like cleft palate in the back is like risen. That's why he had like buck teeth too. But it helped him sing better.
He
Which is
falls
nuts. That's
within
why-
my.
He always had a mustache because of that, because of his buck teeth, and he hated them. So that's why he always wore a mustache.
He had extra teeth, right? That was his thing.
Yes. Yeah, he had extra teeth as well.
He falls in
Pretty
line with my my giant mouth theory in terms of like people that are really good at singing have gigantic mouths. And the ones I always think of is Amy Winehouse, Freddie Mercury, Nina Simone, Lady Gaga, and the lady from Alabama Shakes. They're all people that have like giant
Oh yeah,
mouths.
Brittany
They can, like,
Howard.
they can like munch your head, and it's just like if you want to sing well, it helps to have a giant glob. This is
Yep.
personal theory. of mine.
Yeah, pretty nuts. Oh, Adele, 22. Ironically.
Hey.
Yep. Well, that does it for our top 5. Stevie, you had some honorable. I'm sure I could come up with about 50 honorable mentions, but I won't. I'll leave the honorable mentions to you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, honorable mentions: Bill Withers, Casey and JoJo.
Man, I've heard so many people.
You
butcher.
literally just said Casey and JoJo.
You
Oh,
did
yeah.
Like
do
one hit
duo.
wonders, Casey and JoJo.
They have more than one
Guys
good
from
song.
Jodeci. I think they're Jodeci. Was it Jodeci?
Usher.
They
Casey
have
and
more.
I think you're
They
right.
have more than one hit. What are you talking about? I can name 2 right now.
What's the other one?
All my life.
Without looking it up, Stevie,
I'm
you're
not-
looking it up right now.
I'm not, dude.
I see you looking up. You already typed it.
I'm looking at Jason.
You already typed it.
Dude, I will show you my screens right now.
Okay.
No,
You
that'll,
wanna
crash,
show me them?
that'll crash the podcast.
Don't do it.
Okay.
It'll crash it. Don't do it.
Look, All My Life and then Crazy. Crazy is another hit from them.
Sing crazy to me.
Okay, I'm going crazy, 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 just thinking about you lately.
I've
I
never
know
heard
that
that song in my life.
I can vouch for
Did
Steve
you
on
know
this one.
they're from Monroe, North Carolina?
Yes,
I did not know
I did
that.
know that.
But that's cool.
Shouts out to Monroe.
I grew
And
up during
they
the Casey and JoJo era.
they are from Jodeci that were formed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Pretty crazy.
I didn't know that. But anyways,
Pretty
Jason
crazy,
claiming
crazy,
to be
crazy.
the R&B guy.
moving
Didn't know
on.
that.
Shit.
Elton John. Elton John.
Okay, I would 100% agree with that. I almost put in my top 5, but I felt like it was too disingenuous because I'm like a huge Elton John fan, and it would just be just because of that.
Yeah.
But I would say Elton John pre 1990.
Yeah.
After that, he lost his vocal range because he had to have throat surgery, and he lost his falsetto completely. Like it
But
was
that-
completely gone. That's why he can't sing like all the high notes that you hear now. He hasn't been able to sing them since like 1992, I think, something like
But that
that.
Lion
He
King
actually thought he'd have to
soundtrack, though.
retire.
Oh damn.
The first
Li-
album he came back after his vocal surgery was The One, which is still a really good album, but you can hear like the tone of his voice change and his register's a lot lower.
Right.
But
But
fun
that
fact.
Lion King soundtrack, fam. That's good.
Banger, man. 1996 didn't even need the falsetto.
Mm-mm.
Paul Simon.
Nah.
Which was he on that list, by the way? Paul Simon? I'm sure he is.
I did not see
They
it.
literally just did like a award show like honoring him or something on TV. Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him.
I had to put Alicia Keys
Yeah.
on there. That's more of like a
I did not see her on the list either.
that's like a
Wild.
childhood like secret or not secret. What do they call it? Guilty pleasure. Yeah.
That's interesting.
James Hetfield, if you're talking about like notoriety and voice. Ozzy would be another
Surprisingly,
one.
not many rock and metal guys on there.
Oh,
They did
really?
have Kurt Cobain.
That's because the
Yeah.
motherfucking list is biased as shit. Might as well be
No
MTV
Ozzy?
doing this list.
I don't know if it's biased. Ozzy is definitely on here. I remember
Okay.
seeing him.
Stephen
I
What about
Jenkins.
don't-
Steve Perry?
Steve Perry,
There
I
you
don't
go.
believe. There was Axl Rose, though.
Nah, I'd put Steve Perry over Axl Rose.
I would
Same.
never put Stephen Jenkins on a top vocalist list. He is awful live. He's so off key most of the time.
Well,
Sorry, I love the guy, but he's awful live. I've
so
seen him live twice.
For people that don't know, that's the lead singer of Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
The only reason
Yeah.
honorable mention for me is that's one of my favorite bands. So I have like
He's got the
10 favorite
semi-charmed
bands.
kind of life.
He does.
He does.
right.
His life
Yeah.
is quite.
And
it's just
then
like kind of charmed.
my
just a
last
Touch of
Just
charmed.
just a little charmed.
last honorable
like-
mention is Marcus Mumford from Mumford and Sons.
Oh,
I
Mumford
thought he was
and
going to say Marcus
Sons.
Hoppus. From
Marcus
Blink-182.
Hoppus.
Mark Hoppus.
Marcus Hoppus. Marcus Hoppus.
No, but I've had
Blink-182.
one of their stupid songs stuck in my head for the last couple days.
None
from
of their
their-
songs are stupid.
No,
Yeah, you
this
take
is
that back.
this is from one of their newer albums. It's called
Still not stupid.
it's
Doesn't
called
make it stupid.
Runaway. It's like meet me in the
Glenn-
mountain in this house.
Glenn Danzig at 199.
Huh? Because of that one song that Jason just sang.
Tell you true. Kelly Clarkson at 194. That is ridiculous. She should be up higher.
I was about to say
She has an insane voice too.
my mom
Yeah.
watches her show like every day.
I feel like every other day they're like she's trending on Twitter for some like cover she did on her show, like all the time because it's so good. So like
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
is she the spokesperson for Dr. Pepper like Justin Guarini?
No, Alicia Keys 185.
Cripes.
So she made it on there. But yeah, I think their list is really ridiculous. Like it's missing just a lot. And there's a lot that are just not. I wonder how many people compiled this list or if it was
Plus,
just
they
like
got a
one
weird
dude.
stipulation between lyricist and singer, or vocalist and singer.
And Scott, it's funny you asked that because I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder because they have it divided by 20. Like each section
Uh-huh.
is divided by 20. So I'm thinking, like, did they
Uh-huh.
make 5 different people pick out 20 or what is it,
I
200
don't.
singers? So it'd be
It's 200.
Yeah, so it would be 10 people.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know that they did that though.
Right.
Okay, so Ozzy Osbourne's number 112. So this is what they say. Keep in mind, this is the greatest singers list, not the greatest voices list. Talent is impressive. Genius is transcendent. Sure, many of the people here were born with massive pipes, perfect pitch, and boundless range. Others have rougher, stranger, or more delicate instruments. They say Ozzy Osbourne doesn't have what most people would call a good voice, but boy, does he have a great one. That could apply to more than a few people here.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Like Danzig, for
They're
example.
iconic.
Shitty good.
Maybe. I don't know.
Was
It's
Steven
different.
Tyler
There's some
on that
like I don't
list?
understand. No,
Hope what?
I didn't see him. He might be,
Well, I tell
but
you
I
what.
didn't see him.
Sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Kind of is. Like I don't
If
feel
only
like
there was
Frank.
a hotkey that would open up a find button for you there, Scott.
You can't because they literally have it like just 20 at a time, and you can't search
Oh.
all of them at one time.
They do
It's
it like
ridiculous.
that, so you have to like get 5 hits on their page for their ads.
Right. You have to like keep going through it. Like I really don't think Frank Ocean
Clickbait.
should be on here.
They did this as clickbait, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well,
And
that's
it
how they all
literally
roll
worked.
nowadays.
I really
Chris
came
Stapleton,
around.
170. That's good.
I really came around to enjoying Blonde, actually, on the subject of Frank Ocean. Once it clicked, once I understood it, I got it. But up until then,
Ronnie James Dio, 165. I
Hey,
never liked
let's
Frank Ocean. I still
go.
don't get it, man. I still don't get the Frank
I did
Ocean
until it did.
hype.
I understand why he's never come out with a new album after Blonde. I wouldn't want to write another thing after that either. Like, fuck that.
I tell you what, Dio
Just
is
walk
the
away.
fucking man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad he's on there.
I'm like,
Jack Black told him it was time to go. It was time to give up his cape and scepter.
Is Jack Black on there?
He did. God, no.
Dude,
God,
he's got
no.
a good
You mean
voice,
God,
man.
no. That man's got pipes.
He does. He does. But he wasn't really like an iconic vocalist. He's more known for his acting. So, all right, we should probably move on.
You see how he was condescending when he said that, Jared?
It's Scott.
I don't think it was condescending. It was just,
Acting. You said it with
His
your
brand
teeth
of-
completely out.
though
Acting.
I do need to see School of Rock one day, but his brand of comedy makes me just want to like punch.
You've never
myself
seen
in the
that?
Face.
You never see
I have
School of
not.
Rock? It's so
Haven't.
good.
Damn, B.
Wow.
Maybe-
That's all I
maybe
can
that's
say.
just my
Damn,
opinion.
B.
Damn, B. All right,
That needs to make it to the top of your list to watch shit.
let's close this up and let's do some judge and jury to close this episode out, shall we? So this week on Judge and Jury, we have to decide if this woman is the asshole for waking up her husband to drive and pick up her car when she left her keys in her locker at work. So let me read you the story. I will be this woman, the wife in the story. A couple weeks ago, I accidentally left my car keys in my uniform pants at work and left my pants in my locker. I don't wear my uniform home for multiple reasons. I just bring it home to wash. I have two. I realized when I got to the subway station where I'd parked that I'd left my keys back at work, a half-hour train ride, and no guarantees I'd be able to get back into the building.
Fuck a train.
It was after midnight. I called my husband to ask him to bring me the spare key 22 times. I tried my son, but he was asleep. He's 19 and has a car and didn't wake up when I called a second time. And I tried a friend. I didn't want to call too many people because, again, it was after midnight. Kept calling my husband, hoping eventually he'd hear his phone. I wound up taking an Uber home. I needed to go get my car because they ticket after 2 a.m. usually. So when I got home and I was pretty upset that I'd called 22 times and he hadn't answered, I continued trying to call him the whole way home in the Uber. When I got home, I was inside and up to the bedroom and woke him up. I was pissed that had this been a serious emergency, I wouldn't have been able to get a hold of him. He kept saying he had my number in his favorites so that if I called twice, the second time it would go through. But he had the phone on silent and then put it on top of something soft so he didn't hear it vibrating. He complained that I was He complained that I was mad at him for something I did. I replied that no, I was mad at me for forgetting my keys. That was 100% on me. I was mad at him for not having his phone on and that he's unreliable in an emergency, which thankfully this wasn't a huge one. So am I the asshole for waking him up and being pissed that I couldn't reach him and wasn't a big emergency, but what if it had been?
Waking up, no. Pissed, yes, in my opinion.
So you think she's rightfully pissed?
Yeah, because like I tend to sleep pretty hardly, I guess. Like, God, the fact that clearly this guy was like, she not gonna die, and like so he moved the phone somewhere we couldn't get to it. Because I thought the question here was gonna be more like, what I'm assuming was going to happen in the story was that he was going to get up at like 2 in the fucking morning, get on a train, which that sucks. Who wants to get on a train? What? Ride to wherever this person's job at and get the key. Like, I don't know how they would break into the spot or something, but
Yeah.
This is why, and I must say, I think that men have a tendency to do it more. But maybe this is because we keep things in our pockets more. But anytime I get up, keys, phone, wallet, pocket knife. I do it every time. I check to make sure all the things are in the pockets as they should be.
I feel
And
that.
I
Just to
advise
clarify,
all people to learn that trait too.
the scenario is she drove her car from her house to a parking garage and then got on a train.
For work.
Yes. And then got on a train at the parking garage, right?
I believe
Because
so,
she had
yeah.
to Uber home, which means she was standing in
Big
the parking
city
garage
living.
and couldn't get an
Right.
answer. So I think she is the asshole because one, she made the mistake originally.
Yep.
Two, she's using a hypothetical situation to kind of justify it, which is totally a woman move, to be honest. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that because you can't just be like, what if this was is not relevant. You know what I mean?
Hi. This is Reverb Jason.
That's such a justifiable way to
this
try to
is-
make yourself feel right in a situation, and that's
this
wrong.
This is Reverb Jason coming in. The opinion of everyone in the podcast that isn't Steven, we don't think that women think this way at all. Actually, we're gonna distance ourselves. Some people in this podcast have girlfriends.
So in the
I'm
story,
single.
that
I'm not done.
in
I'm not
the
done. Steven, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Hit the pause. I'm not done. There's people in this podcast that have girlfriends. Just a reminder that everyone who's booed up on TWT loves their significant other. I'm
We do,
single.
in fact.
Absolutely.
I'm single. But I just want to remind that, whenever I said like the thing about the slapping pockets and checking for shit, guys do that. It's mostly because guys just have more shit in their pockets. As I understand. But yeah, okay. Continue.
All right. You may finish.
well, anyways, now that he's completely thrown my my point
Train of
off.
thought?
Yes, train of thought. I mean, it's a woman telling the story, so I'm just saying, like, this is a woman behavior in this particular instance, and it has
Dudes do this too.
sure.
It's called
sure.
gaslighting.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying is like you can't use a what if situation to kind of justify or make yourself feel better about being a jerk. That'd be like me walking in and being like, "You drink all the milk, that sucks," and they're like, "Well, what if there were 2 gallons of milk instead?" It's like, what? That doesn't make it any better.
All right, so I half agree with you.
She's the
I think your heart's in the right place.
we should all be held
Unfortunately-
accountable for our mistakes, and she left her keys at work. Whether it's an accident or not.
Unfortunately, we live in the modern era where everybody is very reachable. I always look at it from the perspective of 20 years ago, before there were cell phones. What do you do?
It's like
There's
Dark
nothing you
Ages.
can do.
You're fucked.
You got to suck it up and deal with it. Like, you got to find
Yeah.
your own way. There wasn't Uber. There wasn't anything else. So you were just stranded. Like,
Whenever
I've
you have to
had
sleep
these
in a dumpster.
situations. Yeah, I've had these situations in the past. You got to find a payphone. You got to make a call and hope that someone answers, with a landline phone. If they don't, you're walking home, bro. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
She made the mistake. Like, it's not his fault for not hearing his phone. It happens. Mistakes happen. Guys do the same thing. Like, it's not a woman thing to, say, oh, well, what if something happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, dudes do the same shit.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. It's not just one person over the other. It's more of just like some people just do that. They go to worst case scenario.
That's true, but I'm just saying, like in this particular scenario, it was the woman that did that. But
She did, and
To-
she was in the wrong. I
to-
think for
to add-
getting mad at him at all.
to add, without to be kind of helpful in the future, if you have an Echo device or a Google device, you can
Put a
totally
bullet in it. These things are terrifying.
on the app on your phone. No, the reason I bring this up is because like if someone's ever in
Yeah.
the same situation, this could help them out. But if you have the Alexa app on your phone, I knew if I said her name, she would pop up. Anyways,
You could just call her the A word. That's what I used to do when I had one.
We
Yeah.
call
A-word.
it the A word.
so if you
Yeah,
have an
it's
Echo device or one of the Google device Nests or whatever, you can totally drop in on them like baby monitors and talk back and forth. So just have one of those in your bedroom, and then if you can't get someone on the phone, just do that as like a last resort.
It's like,
Oh,
if you
my
don't wake your
favorite thing to do in
bitch
the
ass
house
up
is
right
do
the
the
fuck now.
broadcast thing. You broadcast to like everybody in the house at one time. and
Yeah,
just,
Get the
like,
exactly.
fuck up.
Yeah,
Get the fuck up.
Because like you could, she totally would have got a hold of him if he was at the house, or she would have got a hold of
But-
somebody.
I'm assuming they didn't have something like that.
Well-
not everybody has those.
That's why I'm telling them they should get them.
Get one.
What Steve is trying
In
to
every
say
room.
is that you are not being monitored enough in your house. It's time to get these little microphones that are sitting directly at Jeff Bezos that can hear you every time you poop, every time you like say, "Man, I really wish I owned an X." And then there's a reason I always
Basically,
cut those things off
Jason's
when I was in
point-
Scott's house.
Jason's point is he doesn't want another microphone that does exactly what his phone does.
Yeah, I got one. That's plenty. That's plenty of randomly.
Like I don't know if you know this or not, but like the reason that Google Maps knows there's a lot of traffic is because of the cell phones. It's all based on
Yes.
your cell phone.
But the Alexa things are fucking creepy. And that's all I got to say. Because it's like, if you're still listening to this podcast at this point, you deserve.
I was
You
just trying to
deserve-
give some advice to anybody that may find themselves in that situation. If you can't get
And
hold
I-
by somebody with the phone, because I've been there. I've had people ignore me on the phone before. Not intentionally, sometimes intentionally.
Yeah. I was about to say.
There are other alternatives. I mean, a lot of people have alarm systems. Don't a lot of alarm systems allow you to do a similar thing where you can like drop in and talk to your house? Like if you're talking to like a burglar or something,
Maybe.
just, utilize your tools, don't just rely
I
on
want
the
one of those
phone.
now just so I can like hang out with burglars and stuff.
Yo, what's up?
mean-
You better sell my shit. What's up?
Like,
Welcome
hey,
to
bro,
the
could
Kill
you just
Zone.
like leave the PC because I kind of need that. That'd
Hey,
be cool.
do you have
Thanks,
to?
man.
Yeah.
Take whatever else you want.
It's all insured, I guess, but like,
Yeah, whatever. Jared, what are your thoughts? You're the only one that hasn't chimed in yet.
As the person who Monday through Friday has my phone that goes into sleep mode because of work, I have been the person who does not get these phone calls no matter what you set the person's number up as. So in that case, knowing that the significant other is working late, you should fix that so you can hear it in case there is some form of emergency. On that point, he's the asshole.
Yeah, I
For-
also think there's a way you can do a favorites thing too, and I think that
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
mentioned that like he did that or something, but like it'll go
Right.
through if it's
But-
that person.
But if it's on silent, like mine is during bedtime, if you put it on
out
something
of luck.
soft, like if you have it next to your head in case they call, but then you sleep through it because it's on silent, it's
Yeah.
going to happen. So in that, it's equal parts. It's equal parts.
It kind of is.
It's
It kinda
and
is.
she already fessed up to how she's mad at herself for forgetting her keys in her uniform pocket. So she's
Yeah.
already accepted being the asshole in that sense. So it is shared. That is how I
In
take
a-
this.
It's a terrible
in a-
situation all around.
in an unexpected move for a Reddit article, the person offering up the question doesn't act like they're a self-aggrandizing piece of shit. Like this person actually seems like genuinely
Sure.
like, yeah, like this person generally is like, yeah, I fucked up, but you fucked up too. And you know what? Hopefully they just had like great makeup sex and all moved on, and like they got the keys back, and he taught her like the whole like tap in your pockets thing, and she's like, I know that you dumb motherfucker, and they fought again, but they're all
Yeah,
good
but
now.
in
Everything's great.
in that case, a lot of times women's clothing does not have pockets
There's no
or
pockets.
deep enough pockets for the things.
No,
She left them in her pockets in this story, but I know what you're saying.
it'd be like that.
Well,
sometimes.
uniform pockets.
Yeah.
Which usually are a little deeper.
The thing is, though, is just
True.
a lot of people in general, man. They're bad at keeping up with stuff, man. It always makes me mad because I'm not one that forgets things often.
Yeah, me too. I'm very
some people
organized.
just have a hard time keeping up with stuff.
I have to be organized or I'll
And-
lose everything.
There's definitely ways to fix it in the future, but like I just feel like it's not really a situation where you should be pissed off.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's not like you like lost a finger or something. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I'm kind of desensitized to a lot of things, I'm not really built for the PC world, as you could probably tell.
Not built for the PC world. I got a question. I think this is how we should end this podcast because it's late as fuck.
Okay.
I've been
let's
listening
end
to
it
this.
quick.
I've been listening to this Morse code ass beeping noise for the past 30 minutes. My headphones. Am I the only one hearing this like subtle beeping
Yes.
noise?
Yeah, I hear
Really?
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
weird.
hear
It's
it.
just you, Bubba.
Just you,
All right.
man. Hopefully you're
Well-
not on a hard drive space or something.
Thankfully, no. Everything's good.
Woo! Well, all right.
That's not
So
true.
I guess in the end,
It didn't
we're
even matter.
split. It's like
I
it's like
tried
a
so hard.
50 on her.
And got
She's
so
like half
far.
guilty. He's half guilty. Everybody's
Yeah.
guilty. Everybody goes to jail.
Everybody's guilty in this one. Hopefully,
Everybody
Everybody's a
goes to
little guilty.
jail? Did you say everybody
I
goes to
don't-
jail?
Everybody goes to jail, man.
That's
Straight to
that's
jail.
from Parks
Jail.
and Rec.
Straight,
Oh, okay.
straight to jail.
Yeah,
Believe it
you
or
know,
not,
You
to, right to jail.
you leave your keys, jail.
yeah, I was about to say, if she,
No answer phone, jail. Straight to jail.
if she Ubered home, why can't she Uber back to the car herself? She's the one who made the mistake.
I think it was more the fact that he didn't answer after 22 calls.
Yeah,
Facts. That's a
probably.
lot.
But hey, he
That's a
got his
lot.
punishment because I don't know if you guys
sleep
have ever
that
been
deep.
woken up from someone that's pissed and yelling, but that sucks. That's like the worst feeling ever. So I'm sure
Yeah,
he got
I'm
some
not
of that.
quite. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for it. Tough.
Not built for it. Not built for it. Tough.
I'm out of jokes.
All right. Well, that's it for us. We have gone way late. So, quick thing, we are no longer going to be doing Best Week of the Week. If you're upset, you can write us a strongly worded letter.
Scott,
Or
write
tweet.
Scott a
Unfortunately,
letter.
it was kind of just taking up time that we could just talk about other stuff. And Best Week of the Week was always kind of like the last thing we'd come up with every week, anyways.
And it's very
And,
time sensitive.
It's time sensitive, and a
Yeah.
lot of time we're recording this a few days before we actually post it. We're usually like a week ahead in a lot of cases, so we're not going to do Best Week of the Week anymore. If you have a problem with that, you can yell.
Start
at
your
us,
own
but
podcast and start your own podcast called Best Week of the Week and
Just
just go for it.
Start your own call. Best
Jason's
Week
been
of the
trying to
Week.
get me.
There you go.
That's
You can have
Jason's
it.
answer for the week. Like he's been hitting me with that all week. I come
The
up with an idea, and
week?
he's he'd
Oh,
be
it's
like,
been going
dude,
for months.
Stevie, you got to make a new podcast, man. Yeah.
Steven
Make a shit
Smells.
podcast.
Cologne podcast. Steven Sells.
Steven Smells
Steven
podcast.
smells.
Cologne
Steven
podcast.
Steven Sells
Stevie
is all about
Stonks.
financing. Stevie Stocks is the financial one.
Bruh.
The financing.
Yeah, that's two right there. Baby.
I'm gonna
Get it.
need some financing if I spend all my time making podcasts.
Don't forget your wrestling podcast, Slamming
Oh.
Dudes with Stevie.
You know, it.
Slamming dudes with Stevie.
Hey, come on now. That's crazy.
Oh God. All right, guys. Well, thank you for
Supercell
listening.
Stevie.
As always, Supercell Stevie.
That's a good one, actually.
Oh man, if you don't already, make sure you follow us on the socials. Twitter at TWTPcast, same on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Talking Without Thinking. We love all you guys. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Salamat.